Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. I'm Paul Farbaugh, joined by Neil Day. It's the finals of the Fort Wayne National Bank Pepsi Invitational tonight. Long Beach State and IPFW coming in. IPFW 3-0, Long Beach State 1-1. And Neil, two fine players for Long Beach State. The top player of the year last year, Brent Hilliard, coming in playing opposite tonight, and Jason Stempfeg, the assist leader. They lost some starters last year.
Well, mentioning losing the starters, they lost a big player, Matt Lillies. He was their outside hitter. He's one of the best passers in the country. Last year behind Raul, I thought he was the best. This year coming in, they still have Brent Hilliard and Jason Stempfeg. And Stempfeg is considered by some to be the best leader in the country as a setter. And on that list, with Sealy, Lloyd Ball, Canyon Seaman, he's on that list for being a setter on the national team in '96, so he's a big player. And as you all know, Hilliard, from watching the Olympics this summer with his head shaved, he's a banger. So, they certainly have some good players.
Okay, for IPFW, though, they bring in 5 really good hitters. The question for them, though, is the serving. That has been down a little bit. Tonight, what does IPFW have to do against this Long Beach State team? Because as Hilliard is also a good hitter, can also take the pass on the other side.
Well, that's a good question. Your answer was in the question right there. Serving's the key tonight. IPFW plays awesome when they serve well. Last night in games 3, 4, and 5, when they came back to defeat Penn State, their serving really cranked it up a notch. Sure, they still missed some serves, but the toughness of their serving really increased. In the first 2 games, they were missing serves, and they still were not serving tough at all. In the past weeks, they haven't served tough, except maybe for Raul Papaleo against Wisconsin. And this team has the potential to serve well, but in order to beat this team tonight, they have to serve well.
Okay, well, we're going to set the starting lineups. When we return, it's Long Beach State and IPFW in the finals right after this.
Lightning may strike. And how do you count the fish in the sea? How can you tell if a child is growing normally, if baseball is getting better, or traffic is getting worse? How do you know about stock market trends, the risk of cholesterol, the history of witchcraft, or the future of spacecraft? With statistics, that's how. And how can you find out about statistics? With the new Statistics series, Against All Odds.
Turn to find help for an elderly person you love. Call the Elder Care Locator at 1-800-677-1116.
Is a need in your own hometown. Please join your local chapter.
College Cable Access Channel 6 at IPFW.
Back at the Gates Center, this is Paul Farbaugh, joined by Neil Day. Neil Day, an integral part of last year's Final Four team at IPFW. And, well, Final Four success is nothing new to Long Beach State winners 2 years ago, 1991 national champions. We touched on earlier. This is a team that's really been decimated by injuries and also player graduations. They're a young team right now. Hilliard is the main man. He was an Olympian last year, and they come in playing an IPFW team that has been up and down this year, Neil.
Well, they've been up and down, but they're still undefeated. And sometimes you're going to have up and down spots during the season. The thing you have to do when you're playing up and down is you still have to find a way to win. And last night against Penn State, they did that. They played really bad in the first 2 games against Penn State. They turned it around in the last 3 and came back with the help of this crowd here. So as long as they're going to play at a consistent level, they'll be fine. But when you're up and down, you have to be able to pull out the wins in those type of situations. Penn
State, a winner in the earlier contest tonight, 3 straight. The final match was 15-6, so Penn State takes 3rd place in this tournament.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And Penn State, like a lot of people don't realize what a good team that they are. It might have been a championship match last night. A lot of people here don't realize that. I really feel personally that Penn State's a better team than Long Beach. I have a lot of friends that play from because I'm from Pittsburgh, and that may make me a little bit biased, but looking at them play, they really look good this year. And IPFW, when they play them again, they're going to have a lot of fits playing Penn State because they're a really tough team.
Okay, we're going to go to the public address announcer now for the starting lineups.
Mr. Bob Chase.
All right, thank you, Eric. For the Long Beach State 49ers, starters, number 4, Jason Stimfig, setter, 6'1", from Manhattan Beach, California. Outside hitter, number 7, Brent Hilliard, 6'5", from Dana Point, California. Number 9, Travis Barr, outside hitter, 6'7", from Dana Point, California, a freshman. Number 11, an outside hitter, Zachary Small, 6'4", senior, Manhattan Beach, California. Number 15, Carl Van Rosen, 6'6", a sophomore from Huntington Beach, California. The head coach, Ray Raytell, for the Long Beach State 49ers. And now for your IPFW Volleyball. Starting at a middle hitter spot, number 7, Quentin Spiegel, 6'5", senior, Rochester, New York. Starting at a middle hitter spot, 6'6", sophomore from Ponce, Puerto Rico, number 8, Philippe Relard. A swingman at 6'1", from Cogas, Puerto Rico, number 9, Raul Papaleo. For the Volleyball, their setter, a 6'8" junior from Woodburn, Indiana, number 10, Loy Ball. A 6'5" sophomore playing opposite from Detroit, Michigan, number 12, Craig Collins. And a swingman at 6'4" from Yoko, Puerto Rico, number 15, Norman Almondovar. The head coach of the IPFW Volleyball, Arnie Ball. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise for our national anthem as sung by Mark Bonahum.
We're going to take a break right now and be right back after the national anthem.
For over 2 millennia, Western society has generated a rich visual tradition of painting, sculpture, and architecture. What do these images mean? How can we understand them? Art of the Western world will take you on an exciting journey that will suggest answers to these and other questions. Beginning in ancient Greece and ending on the brink of the future, it will examine many of mankind's most enduring artistic achievements.
Carol.
Tom.
Some people still don't realize how space technology benefits everyone.
Well, you've played a detective. Why don't you give him a clue and I'll be your helper?
Okay, partner, look at this.
Without warning, hurricanes can take a huge toll in lives and property.
But with space satellites, we now have ample warnings.
And thousands of lives have been saved.
Hey, Carol, we're a great team.
We're a great item.
Space technology.
This is what's in it for you.
Back once again, that was Mark Bonacue singing the national anthem. The officials for tonight, referee is Tom Pingle, and the umpire is Pat Karras. I'll run down the starting lineups for you one more time. For Long Beach State, number 4, Jensen Stimpfeg. He is the setter. Number 7, Brett Hilliard. He's an outside hitter. We'll play opposite. Travis Barr, also an outside hitter. Number 10 is Brad Friesen. He is a middle blocker. Number 11 is Zachary Small. And number 15, Carl Van Heusen, he also plays middle.
And we were talking earlier, Paul, you were mentioning that Hilliard and Stimpfig are big guns, but look out for number 11, Zachary Small. He's been coming and going with this team. A lot of times he hasn't been playing for several reasons, none of being his playing ability. But now he's back in full force for this team, and I've seen him play, and he can do a lot of damage. So IPFW is going to have to watch out for him as well.
Both benches up. It's pretty much a full house, about 1,800 in here tonight, and they're awaiting the officials' whistle to get it going. Long Beach State, Stimpfeg will be on serve. If that was a familiar voice, that was Bob Chase tonight. Sitting in guest-wise, doing the announcements, and Stimpfeg is set to get it on.
It's important in IPFW come out with a side out, get the crowd into it right off the bat.
Off-speed kill attempt, retrieved.
That's California defense for you right there. We're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Craig Collins turned back inside.
Hilliard's pumped up too. Hilliard now becomes the sole leader of this team. Emotionally, everything that whenever they're in trouble, they're going to look to Hilliard for guidance out of the bad spots. And he's pumped up, and as long as he's pumped up, they're going to be on a roll. So we have to get him out of the game.
1-0 Long Beach State. That time Ralat did not get it over.
IPFW's been going a lot to the back row attack this year, a lot more than we have in past years, and the reason being is because they feel everyone on the court this year is a good back row attacker, and that's true. And it has had some success for them, but it's also been rocky at times.
That time the pass to Papaleo. Collins over Hilliard that time. Not touched. And that time Collins, I think you got to get the ball in play, whether or not it's a spike. You've got to put it on the other team. You can't give him a free one.
Craig's that type of a player. Either he'll be hot and he'll do everything all world, or sometimes he'll just go and have problems.
Beautiful set that time by Lloyd. Ball called in the net, though.
Tom called a lift. No, it was called a lift on Lloyd. He said he held the ball too long. And I think that was a bad call. Lloyd does that often. And either he's going to have to call that every time tonight, or don't call it at all. So apparently he's going to call it all night. And Lloyd's going to have to watch that.
Stimpfeg missing up the serve. That time Amaldavar comes
Norman Bourne, the quiet storm. Norman was crashing balls in warm-ups. And he's really got his arm. You know, like I said in a previous broadcast, you know, he really worked out hard this summer. He's gotten a lot stronger, hits the ball a lot harder. And if he's on like that, no one can dig him.
First kill for Norman, first kill for IPFW. That time combo play does not get it over.
Big block for Norman and Quentin. They both have really long arms. They're both tremendous blockers. The entire IPFW team are tremendous blockers. So we can get a lot of blocks and take Hilliard out of the match. We'll be in good shape.
That time the service error by Craig Collins, and IPFW suffered through some service woes last night. The first 2 games against Penn State, and consequently lost both of those games.
Definitely. They really have to get their serving on. We talked about that in the pregame. No doubt about it right here.
Tough pass that time. Amaldavar to Ball, and Ball with the dink.
That's Lloyd. That's IPFW's big advantage of having Lloyd up there. He's also an offensive weapon. Stimpfig for Long Beach is not an offensive weapon. He's no threat to kill the ball. Lloyd, being 6'10", can go up and throw the ball right down your face before you even know what happened.
That's Stimpfig right now. Back row attack. Turned back by Amaldavar.
Norman with that tremendous blocking technique.
Papaleo, good get.
Best defensive player in the country.
Free ball now for IPFW. Spiegel through the blocker.
Squirrel found another one. Squirrel is a tremendous back row attacker. And he doesn't jump all that much, but his arms are so long. Not that he can't jump. He's a tremendous jumper, but there he didn't jump very high, but his arms are so long, allowed him to go high over the block and through it.
Second service error. IPFW was on serve at 2-4. They turn it back over to Long Beach State now.
They have really got to work on their serving.
Brad Friesen now on serve at 4-2. Collins rises up, dug nicely.
California defense.
Time stuffed by Ball.
Defense.
Back set to Hilliard, bombs through.
Norman forced him to go out of bounds there by taking that line away. Hilliard likes that line shot, and Norman took it away with the block. One thing you're going to find tonight, all California teams play very intense defense. I was talking to Juan Ortiz, a former IPFW player, before the match, and he said that's going to be the key. We have to play as good defense as they do tonight.
That time bombs away by Hilliard.
They will dig almost anything you put at them. Unless you really pound the ball, they're going to get it up. So we're going to have to play good defense tonight in order to stay with them.
Hilliard did not catch a line, so it's 3-4 IPFW. The dink attempt that time slides it over Volleyball. Side out, Long Beach State.
Remember that picture in your mind of that play, because you won't see it very often. Brent Hilliard hardly ever tips the ball. That was a unique experience right there. He won't do it too often. He usually swings away at it.
Tough serve, jump serve by Hilliard that time coming through.
Now Tom there, he doesn't call it. It's the same play earlier that you saw Lloyd do. He didn't call it there, so I don't know what he's going to do tonight, whether he's going to call it or not, but he has to decide to do it. Either call it or don't call it.
That's Relat's first kill of the night. Jump serve from Ball. Ball with a good get, still alive. 2 more hits now, got to get it over.
Norman had a little slip up in the hands. Sometimes your hands get sweaty and the ball comes through them, but it's no big deal. You go back and get ready for the next play. Lloyd has really worked on his defense. He is 10 times a better defensive player than when he came in here as a freshman, and he really does some amazing things on defense now.
Time to set. Papaleo doesn't get it down.
Well,
Do you think also, Neil, that defense is something you learn as you go on? Lloyd came in here with practically no volleyball experience. Defense is probably one of the neglected parts of the game.
Coaches worked really hard on his defense and his blocking, because those are the 2 things right now that are going to make him the setter in 96. If he improves those things like he has been and keeps going with the progress he's had, then I don't see any reason why he can't set for the national team in 96. But, you know, you never know. There are a lot of good players out there, but I like Lloyd.
Long Beach was into the net that time, serving Pepe Relat at 3-4. Great serve, service ace that time.
Felipe, last night, I was sitting down in the stands and I was watching him. I felt he served better than anyone else on the team. And there he's gotten right out to a good start tonight. Maybe he'll spark everyone else and we'll all get some good serves in here tonight.
That time another good serve, but Stinkbag handles that time Relat.
We've got to get that ball up. Felipe was there and he did a good job being in position. He almost had it up, but as the night goes on, we're going to have to pick those balls up if we want to win.
Back on serve, Carl Van Roosen with the jump serve.
It's a very easy jump serve. They didn't call that set on Lloyd again there, so I guess they're going to let it go tonight. And I think they should let it go. I think it's a legal play.
Hilliard out of the back row, dug out.
Point Long Beach.
6-4 now, and Roosen on serve.
Another light jump serve. Squirrel.
Tough set there for Lloyd Ball, but he got it up nicely.
Lloyd got that ball in good position for Quentin. Quentin was up in the air early, put it down.
Raul Papaleo back on serve now at 4-6.
Nice serve.
Hilliard, the second dink of the game here. Conscious effort by Long Beach State to switch up defenses.
Look, it's a good shot by Norman. He just missed the line there.
Okay, we want to let you know about this. This College Cable Access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne. We're thankful that they could do such a thing, and we're able to bring you quality volleyball tonight. Probably one of the best matches in the nation.
Norman comes through and gets a kill there. It's important that we get our quick attack established tonight, because one position on the court tonight that we have Long Beach bested at is the middle. And as long as they're getting up early, which Quentin and Felipe do a good job of doing, they should not be able to stop our middle all night.
By that time, Hilliard comes around.
He's a hammer.
In the front row, that was a tough angle. The ball was a little bit behind him, but he still managed to find a way to get it between the lines.
People don't realize how hard he hits the ball. For some of you who have played baseball, you know, Nolan round fastball is coming at you somewhere around 101, 102, 103 miles per hour. Brent Hilliard's hitting the ball 110, 120 miles per hour. That's how fast it's coming at you. So he's a real hammer there. He's got an arm on him. So does Norman Almodovar for IPFW.
This is Zachary Small back on serve at 7-4. Collins from the back row, blocked nicely. We still haven't seen a ball touch the Long Beach part of the floor. That time tipped by IPFW. Point again, 8-4 Long Beach State.
Long Beach has something to prove tonight. You know, they got smashed by UCLA in 3 games, and this is the highest ranked team they played other than UCLA, and they really need a win here to stay in the rankings, and IPFW needs a win as well. It looks like right now Long Beach is playing a little bit harder. And I know IPFW is capable of playing at an intenser level, and they're going to have to crank it up here.
Well, timeout by Arnie Ball. Scratch that. Norman Moldovar tried to cut a shot cross court, didn't fall in. It's now 9-4 Long Beach State. They jumped out 4-0. It was 6-4 at one point, and now it's 9-4. We're going to take a timeout. We come back. Going to be game 1, continuing on, number 6 and number 7.
The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805-1499. Or call us at 481-6582. Jose, that's Juan Ortiz's cousin. Used to play on a team last year. I guess he just won a pizza there. Looks like the guys over there are digging in. Those guys are hilarious. I remember playing, looking over to that little crowd over there on that side. It was always so funny watching them and how they root. I mean, they were an inspiration over there. They have so much fun. They get into the game. They're the way fans should be.
Moldovar now, bad pass to ball. Collins off the blockers. Good penetration by Long Beach State. Hilliard bombing again.
Dang. There's that line shot I was telling you about that he likes, and Norman's out there blocking on him. And what might happen before the night's over, you might find Coach Ball switching Lloyd to block on the left side, even though that's not a traditional offense, because he's going to want to put his best blocker up against their best hitter.
Great set by Ball. Spiegel comes through with his second kill tonight, and IPFW is having a little problem with their passes, getting them too close to the net.
Yeah, they've got to get them high and about a foot off the net for Lloyd. That's where he can do damage as an offensive weapon.
Serve is long. Third service error for IPFW. Long Beach State at 10-4.
It's important that they stop Hilliard tonight. Quentin and Loyer are going to be the guys that they're going to try and match up with him to keep him from hitting that line shot. Norman forced him out of bounds earlier, and hopefully Norman can have that kind of success later on in the match and stop him. It's a nice dig. More California defense for you. These guys are playing real hard.
That time the pineapple by Lloyd Ball.
Lloyd, as I said earlier, is one of the biggest offensive weapons in this country. Normally, when you have a short setter, as a middle blocker, all you have to worry about is the guys hitting the ball. But when Lloyd's front row, you have to keep in the back of your mind, he can go up and throw that ball down, and it really keeps you off guard. And sometimes you may jump with him, and he'll look out the corner of his eye, see you jumping, he'll set the middle, and they'll run it right down your face.
Doesn't that become more effective when they run the quick set over the middle? They have. Yes. IPFW has not done that as much tonight. The offense has been a little out of sync.
It's good that you mentioned that, because I said at the beginning, they've got to get their middle attack established.
That time one-on-one, Hilliard stuffs Papaleo.
For those of you who could see that on a net angle, he was reaching, he was a good 3 feet over the net, penetrating the net, and that's how you block balls. He blocked that ball straight down. It hit on IPFW's side of the net, into the net, so that means he had to have been over. And that's how you should block, by reaching over, not straight up, but up and over.
Another error, Papaleo trying to go off the blocker's hands. Blocker pulled it away. It is now 11-4, Hilliard on serve.
You won't see that too often as a jump service error, because he's a really good jump server. Back to Raul. You know, Raul's having some struggles tonight. He's hit a couple balls out of bounds. I know he's had some hitting errors. I talked to him a few weeks ago. He said he really wanted to cut down on his errors. And when Raul is on track and not making a lot of errors, he's one of the best hitters in the country. But tonight he's having some problems so far.
Three-man block that time for IPFW. Rolat, Papaleo, and Collins with a stuff.
I don't know about that call by Tom. I thought it was a good cover, but you know, Tom's on it. He made a good, you know, he has to make that call in a split second, and he called it, so it's going to stand. Ball served out. It's really difficult as a referee up there, because everything's happening so fast. Volleyball is a very fast-paced game, especially at this level. And Tom is one of the best refs in the country, one of the top 2 or 3 in my opinion, and that's why he's up there, because he can make those calls on a split-second judgment and make the correct call.
Tom Pingle on net.
Even though I'm going to sometimes second guess him, but I know that he's one of the best refs in the country, even if I may think that a call of his wasn't good.
Another overpass by IPFW, Raul Papaleo. And it's now 13-5.
Timeout.
Second timeout for IPFW in this first set. Long Beach State came out 4-0, and now they're leading 13-5. Tune in to Channel 6 next Thursday evening at 6 to watch the Screaming Eagles from the University of Southern Indiana. They're going to take on IPFW Lady Dons. That's at 6, and then at 8, it's the men, IPFW and Southern Indiana. Southern Indiana gave IPFW their first defeat this season. I believe it was by 9 points down in Southern Indiana. That's going to be a good one. That is again next Thursday evening. Men's and women's basketball, Division II. And Southern Indiana is now entered Division II rankings. I believe they're up around number 11 somewhere. So it should be a good contest. All right, we're back to action here on serve.
IPFW is going to really have to watch tonight. Long Beach is a different team than what they were last night, or what they were against UCLA. They've come out here on top. They have a lot to prove in this match. If IPFW beats them here, they're going to have a really hard time getting back on track for the season.
That time caught a line. Collins with a kill.
Well, Bill Barone called it in. He was on top of that, and the Long Beach players agreed they were pointing inbounds, even though the coach didn't. So it looked like it was good to me. So Billy Barone and Lauren Geber have been doing a great job on the lines this tournament. And, you know, I think it's really good that Coach Ball can get those two in there because they're two of the best line judges in the country.
Now Stimpfeg, tough set for Hilliard. Back row attack. That time off the hands of Spiegel and Collins.
Well, sometimes that'll just happen. Often you'll hear a coach tell you, turn your hands into the court, turn your hands into the court. Both players had their hands turned in. Sometimes they'll just still get a lucky bounce off the block. And they both had good technique there. It just was a lucky bounce for Long Beach.
Boy, another overpass that time. Dink attempt by Spiegel, still alive at the net.
You know, they're really making Lloyd work hard to get up and set those balls, but that's a nice thing about having Lloyd. Jason Stimpfeg could not set that ball because he's too short.
That time a limp by Stimpfeg. He lost it in the lights up there. Thought it was going to hit an overhang. Side out IPFW.
You know, I always felt great as a middle, you know, knowing that I'm going to get set balls that other setters couldn't set to me with Lloyd being able to jump up there and get the ball there. That was a great set by Stimpfeg there. Nice save by Spider.
Stimpfeg now back set. Spiegel turned back inside.
Whoa, I thought I saw a net there, but it must have been the ball. It was a great penetration by Quentin and Norman. Just like Hilliard did earlier, they got their hands up and over the net. And it's very important as a blocker that you get as far over the net as possible. Look at how far over the net he is. If they run this back here on this replay. We're back to live action here. Ooh.
Time Zachary Small with a kill.
Raul is an amazing defensive player. To get that ball up, he does that night in, night out. You can always rely on him to make spectacular plays for you on defense because he's so quick and he has such good perception of where the ball is going to be hit. It's a really good anticipator. Ball was out.
Stimpfeg serves just long. We talked a little bit earlier about Hilliard's fastball is coming down the line at about 120. The line judge has a pretty tough job. He's got to sight that line and get the ball also. Another service error for IPFW. That is the fourth. Coach Arnie Ball throws his clipboard in disgust. Can't make the errors, and Long Beach State has not made them this first game.
You know, our serving, you know, you're going to hear that word a million times tonight. Serving's the key. IPFW has got to serve better.
That time, Rolat finds easy going against a two-man block. That time, Brad Friesen.
Ever since I've been at IPFW, siding out has never been a problem. We have always had the offensive firepower to side out with any team in the country. But you can't score points siding out except in rally scoring in the fifth game. You have to be able to serve tough and score points off your serve.
Time double combo there. Hilliard! Set was not high enough. Hilliard a little too far away from the set that time.
He tried to swing. Hilliard needs to learn to take something off it. That's his one weakness. Not that he has many weaknesses, but sometimes he tries to hit everything. And right there, he should have gone for maybe a little tip there instead of trying to swing it and put it in the bottom of the net.
That time turned back inside him, Aldevar. Barr, Collins with a great save.
The Spider-Man showing his athletic ability.
Papaleo with a kill attempt, still alive. One now to get it over. Free ball, IPFW.
All right, work it, Loy. Norm Bagorm, the quiet storm.
Still alive.
That's great team cohesiveness by IPFW. They were all in sync with each other the whole way. That was a great set by Lloyd and Norman there. Felipe held the middle, which left Norman one-on-one on the outside. Norman terminated it.
2-point run, a great get by Collins, and this could be a momentum swinger.
Paper with a big block behind. There's an offensive weapon.
Up.
Great defense. Stimpfeg's a great defensive player. Ooh.
Oh, that time Papaleo tried to come up with it. Spiegel was covering in the back. Big play by Hilliard.
A lot of you high school players out there, you have your coach always yelling at you, don't reach back, don't reach back. That's why. Quinn Spiegel was right there, except there's a difference in men's college volleyball. Sometimes you have to reach back. Wow, something you will never see again for the rest of your life. Raul Papaleo shank a pass into the bleachers. I don't think I've ever seen him do that before. That's like amazing to me.
Raul has been known as the better passer, so teams are working on him. Aldevar, and that time he goes off the block. That time he hit the high flat one, just put it right off two blockers. Saw two blockers were up there and just pounded it into their hands.
That was a great pass, Raul. He came back. Raul's really a calm and cool-headed guy. If he makes a mistake, he forgets about it, bang, next play he comes back, makes a great pass.
Hilliard,
what a great dig by Raul.
That time Ralat trying to spin around, and it looks like Papaleo turned an ankle. Might have flipped one there.
I hope not. For the sake of Fort Wayne volleyball, let's hope he's okay.
He's trying to walk it off right now.
He's had problems with his ankles. I remember a couple years ago when I was playing with him, you know, I was down in the training room a lot. We'd sit down there and talk a couple hours before practice, constantly nursing our injuries. And I know he's had some problems with them, so I hope, but I think he's healthy now, so he should be able to come back. And
they come right back to him. He responds now, reset.
He's still limping a little bit.
Travis Barr saved by Collins. That was a game saver right there. Ralat up against two blockers. Game one, Long Beach State, 15-8. And sort of the momentum shift that we talked about might have happened. Did not. Long Beach State comes back 15-8 in the first one. We're going to take a break and be right back with game two after these messages.
By the way, our concession stands offer Pepsi products, popcorn, candy, and hot dogs in every event. Special tonight, Pizza Hut pizza, sausage and pepperoni.
Mental illness. We feel it. We laugh at it. We scorn it. We think it's shameful. But these are misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that will fade away if we see mental illness for what it really is. A medical disease. A disease that can be treated if you just know where to turn. For an informative booklet, call the American Mental Health Fund.
I believe that we can restore prosperity.
For over 40 years, the primary responsibility for shaping America's economic policies rested with the office of the president. To learn how these decisions are made, how they affect you, enroll in the Economics USA telecourse. It's an education for life.
A lot of my friends have already retired. But I wasn't ready for that. So I'm still teaching. This time in Belize, Central America. I decided to join the Peace Corps. I can. I love my kids. And the way I figure it, I have the rest of my life to play cards.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Back at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center on the campus of IPFW, I'm Paul Farba, joined by Neil Day. This is the finals, the Fort Wayne National Bank Pepsi Invitational. Number 6, Long Beach State against number 7, IPFW. One game in the books already. Long Beach State 15-8 winners. And they didn't make any errors out there in that first game, Neil.
That was a perfect game by Long Beach. I've never seen them play so fine a game, even when they were the #1 team in the country last year. I mean, that was, oh, no, I take that back. When they beat USC 2 years ago for the national championship out in Hawaii, that match is a near perfect match for them, but I've never seen them play so fine. The IPFW has a lot of things to improve on, such as serving being the #1 thing.
We talked a little bit during the break there. IPFW does have a problem, it seems, a little bit with the concentration. They do get in those spells where they just seem to placate to the other teams what they want to do. Hilliard was bombing from the right side, and they couldn't shut him down with the two-man block, and it seems like IPFW just got in a little low.
Well, I'm surprised here. I figured Coach Bowl would make a sub and maybe put Peter Kujak in. Often last year, regardless as to who was playing well or who was playing bad, Coach Ball would just often make subs just to change the chemistry of the team out there. And it worked for us a lot last year. I mean, it would turn things around for us. He's going with the same team here, which is probably his best team. But sometimes when you have great players on your bench like we do, Coach Ball will tend to make a substitute. So maybe if we don't win this game, don't be surprised to see some new players out there on the court next game.
Okay, a pivotal game here. Raul Papaleo back on serve. We're getting someone to check right now on his condition. Looked like he flipped his right ankle there at the end of game one.
It might have been a shin thing. I'll try and find out in between games. He's still limping on it a little bit.
And a service error to start the game, and that's almost, they say, a cardinal sin. Anytime after a timeout or rest break, the server knows he has to get the ball in. Papaleo that time, tough pass off the chin.
That was a tough ball for Norman. The block was perfectly formed because of a bad pass. And it allowed when you have a bad pass, the block can cheat to where they're going because they can tell where you're going to set the ball more easily. Norman had a perfect block up to him. He was way off the net, and he tried to thread the line, but he couldn't do it, and he ended up hitting the ball in the net. Squirrel.
Eagle. The quick hitter over the middle. Haven't seen much of that. They knocked out that rotation that scored 4 straight points in the first game.
We have to crank that middle attack up. There's Quentin hitting the ball again on the replay. If we can get that, and Quentin is a great middle hitter. If we can get Quentin started out in the middle, we're going to come back in this match and we'll win it.
Okay, there's a little error that time. Free ball for IPFW.
Norman going to quiet storm with the set. People don't realize what a good setter Norman Motivar is. We have 3 natural setters on his team in Loy, Norman, and Raul. As you know, before Loy came, Raul was the setter. So a lot of guys who can really put that ball up there, and Norman proved it right there, set in the middle.
Second service error of this game, and Coach Arnie Ball not pleased with it at all. 6 overall, and you can't give a team like Long Beach State many opportunities.
Squirrel again. They can't stop me. There's that middle attack. When you get this started, we're going to come back.
What do you think Arnie Ball said, let's go over to the middle, boys, during that timeout
I'm
between
sure
games?
He sat Loy down. Often when I played, the team would go with the assistant coach, and he'd sit Loy down and tell him what he wanted to do to orchestrate the offense. And I'm sure he told Loy, get the middle going here because it's important for us to win.
Great bomb that time, number 10, Brad Friesen.
One thing with IPFW, with their serving, it's got to be really frustrating for Coach Ball because as a coach, you sit there and you can't go out on the court and you can't do anything yourself. And they've really got to get their serving
off the blocker
started.
that time? No, Hilliard pulled his hands back. Well, it's easier too. The setter is the orchestrator out there, the quarterback. But it's easier that he knows the system. His father doesn't have to teach him anything. Service error that time by Long Beach State.
That's the advantage of having your son be the setter of your team. Your son's your quarterback. The setter's your quarterback. And they've been together all their life. So Loy thinks volleyball exactly the same way his father does. So they can just look at each other's eyes, and he can tell what his father wants without his father actually having to tell him because they think just alike. And that's a big advantage. And that was one reason why IPFW is so successful.
Big time block that time by Papaleo. Skurv just skimming over the net.
Ooh, come on, Loy.
Still alive, got to get it over.
Come on, Spider-Man.
Collins does. Hilliard now to set. Out of the back row attack that time.
Zach Small. He's been a quiet force tonight. People don't realize he's a really good player. He has played with the National B team. And when he gets hot, he's a force to reckon with as well as Hilliard.
He's 6'4", coming out of the back row that time. He's one of 3 returning starters for this team. There's Loy Ball.
Can't stop it.
Third dink kill tonight.
I found when I played against Loy in practice, in the past, that is an impossible play to stop. You have to be standing right there playing perfect defense. He's so good at doing it.
Tied up at 2-2, overpass.
Paper, nice dig, Loy. There's Loy's defense again. Squirrel.
Back row attack, dug out by Hilliard. Nice spacing by Long Beach State. Turned inside.
Yes, Papa and Paper. Paper and Papa. Puerto Rican connection up there blocking balls for us. 2 great blockers, great form. There's the replay. See ya.
That time looks like Relat got good penetration. Point IPFW. Just long. And those types of service errors are acceptable.
Because they're serving tough. That's perfect point there, Paul. As long as you're serving tough and not serving lollipops, you're going to make some service errors. But you got to keep the ball in bounds most of the time. 90% of the time, it's got to be in bounds if you're going to serve tough.
Back set Spiegel. Dug out by Hilliard.
What defense, what transition game.
That time no one up for IPFW. Carl Van Brusen.
Now what you'll find here is In transition, when that guy, the middle blocker, has got to turn around after blocking, take 2 steps back and get an approach and get up there, and he did a great job of doing that. Thus, he got the great set and put it right back down IPFW's face.
That time the quick hitter over the middle, a lot comes through.
Felipe had a big hit there. He hasn't had a whole lot of really powerful hits so far this season. That was a big, powerful one, so maybe he's going to turn around here and start hitting the ball really hard for us because we need him to do that. Great hit by Felipe.
Stimfake now setting up. Ball now with a save, 2 more hits. Moldavar, nice set. Papaleo front row off the blockers.
Using the block to his advantage there, Raul.
Hilliard back row attack. Ball digs, but it's out of bounds.
Hilliard really smokes the ball. Lloyd was in perfect position, but sometimes with Hilliard, as hard as he hits, you can be in perfect position and you still can't handle his hits.
Carl Van Roosen on serve now. We're tied at 3s in the second game. Long Beach won the first, 15-8.
Nice
Tough
set
pass.
by Lloyd. Nice block.
And that time, I don't believe IPFW was ready for the reset there.
We've got to cover. We have got to cover. Coach Ball really works hard on that. If you don't cover your hitters and they get blocked, the ball's going to go straight down to the floor. If they have a straight down block and you cover it up, it'll demoralize the other team because they think they should have won the point.
Good pass that time by Papaleo. I think also Raul has to tell the team that he's going to just dink it off the block there, and they're going to have to reset. Isn't that his job as well?
Yes. It's another great kill for Quentin there. That's 4 hits, 4 sets he's gotten in a row. He's killed all 4 balls. Lloyd's really starting to work the middle, and that's why we're doing so well in this game here.
Beautiful serve by Papaleo that time.
Nice
All
up by Lloyd.
saves.
He's playing great defense tonight.
Now he's out of the back row, off the head.
Off his face. That's what's called a facial or a dome, either way you want to go.
Or a
But
6-pack.
You know he's a little bit embarrassed over there. Lloyd put that ball off his face. That must have felt good for Lloyd. That's a great feeling when you hit someone off top of their head. As long as you don't hurt them.
Tied at 4 now.
Wow.
And that serve is long. That is the 4th service error.
Once again, as you mentioned earlier, they're still trying to serve tough. I don't think Coach Ball is upset with that as he was against the ones. Plus, if you're going to make a service error, you want to go long. Make the other team think about passing it. Don't serve it in the net where they don't even have to think about passing the ball. Because if you serve it long, they may still play it.
Good penetration that time off the head of Hilliard. Moldavar with a kill.
Great job by Norman. They're using a lot of domes here in this game to get them back in the game.
Craig Collins, the sophomore out of Detroit. Ooh, Hilliard that time off speed, and Moldavar left a little too much room between himself and the net that time.
Good point, Paul. So I was talking about you have to get up and over to block balls. If you're a foot back from the net, the ball's going to hit you and roll right down your stomach. You have to get over the net.
Zach Small, the
It's the
senior.
most important thing in blocking, getting over the net.
On serve, that time Collins underneath, did not touch the net.
Nice up, Pepa. Straight defense.
One to get it over. Tough kill attempt. Norman gets it.
Block him. Ooh.
That time off of Moldavar, and he shows a little emotion. Hilliard is devastating down the line.
Well, Norman's a little bit upset with himself, but he knows that he did everything right on that play. He had a good block up. He took the cross-court angle away, and Hilliard just used his arms. But Norman did a good job blocking there. He took away the middle of the court, which is what you have to do on the block when you're one-on-one.
Great get that time by Small out of the back row. Collins bombing again. You have to put the kill attempt in play. You can't leave Long Beach State off the hook because they're just too good tonight.
Definitely.
Small on serve at 6'4".
Let's sit out to Normie.
Off the face of Friesen twice now.
Poor guy, you know, he's going to go home tonight and look in the mirror and see a whole bunch of red because he's had several balls hit off his face here. But you know why? That shows he's doing a good job blocking because you're supposed to keep your arms spread apart. If you're getting hit in the face, that means you have the right proper technique, in my opinion. I got hit in the face a lot.
That time inbounds. Friesen comes back.
One thing with Long Beach tonight, they're passing really well. And considering that they lost Matt Lillies, who was a tremendous passer, one of the best in the country, I'm really surprised they're doing so well. I think that was their Achilles heel against UCLA when they lost with their passing.
And Moldavar off the head again. He is really turning it up a notch.
Norman ripped that one. Norman used the block there. He paid Hilliard back for that one earlier.
Norman has been going 2-on-1 and been coming out on top in this second game. Nice set by Stimfake. Turn back.
Yeah,
Stuff block.
Felipe's getting over, getting a lot of blocks for us, hitting the ball hitting the ball hard. He's playing a really good match tonight. One thing I like tonight is Norman's matched up against Hilliard, and those two have been going. They're both really strong guys who really hit the ball really hard and block well, and that's going to be real fun to watch tonight.
Kill that time by Travis Barr. Off of Papaleo. Hilliard now on serve at 6-5.
Here comes this lethal jump serve of his. He's got a good one.
As we mentioned earlier.
Go Spider-Man.
Collins still recovering from a flip ankle that happened down in Puerto Rico during the break between semesters. The team took a little sojourn down in Puerto Rico. Still not quite at 100%. A time off speed served by Hilliard.
Well, this week in practice, I practiced with him a couple times, and I asked Craig about his ankle, and he said, you know, it's not 100% yet, but he feels he can go and play hard. And he's doing a good job out there. He's just having some problem bringing the balls down. He's got to bring them in bounds. That's what we need right now. He's got to snap his wrist a little bit more.
All right, Hilliard mixing up the serve. See who he gives it to this time. Out of bounds.
A lot of you at home, you notice he doesn't have a typical jump serve. He only takes one step and he jumps and serves. A lot of people take 3 or 4, but that works for him because he jumps so high with a vertical leap, and it's a lot less room for error. The shorter the toss and the faster you take off, there's less chance you're going to make a service error.
Great serve by Ball. Free ball now for IPFW. Relat off speed attempt. Got to get it over. Sack does. Relat recovers. Reset now.
Felipe's doing a great job blocking, but Coach Ball would want him to stay down on that.
Hilliard with a great save. Got to get it over.
Yes,
Turn back inside. Relat has been doing the job.
That's a great block by Felipe. One thing, though, in the middle of that rally, he jumped on the ball and tried to block a ball. The Coach Ball does not want him to block. If the ball's deep and they can't attack it hard, Coach Ball wants you to get off the net and get ready to hit in transition. And Felipe, that's why he didn't get a kill on that play before. It's because he didn't get off the net in time.
Travis Barr off 2 blockers, tools it out of bounds. Side out Long Beach State. Barr will be back to serve at 8-6.
But Felipe's doing a great job tonight. His blocking has really cranked it up a notch. And Coach wants to be happy with his play. It's a nice cover. Let's get it over net. Come on, Squirrel. Put it deep in the corner.
That time chose to dink it over. Now Small going against 2. Pulled down in time. And that's one of the first times we've seen Long Beach State go long with a kill attempt. And IPFW pulled their hands down in time. Relat on serve now at 6-8.
Felipe tossed it up so he could catch his breath, which is a good play. Now he's going to serve. Go for a tough serve.
5 seconds after the official's whistle to get the ball in play. Hilliard again.
You know what?
That time he goes cross court.
Yeah, he's got every shot in the book. Hilliard's an all-world player, and he can hit the ball anywhere he wants when the sets are good. With stem fig and the setting, if the passes are good, the sets are going to be good, and Hilliard's going to have his way all night.
Ben Rusin, tough pass there for Almodovar. Back set Relat. Dinks over, still alive. 2 to get it over.
Papa.
Relat off the block. Reset now. Here's Small. Off the block.
On the net.
IPFW into the net that time, so point Long Beach State.
IPFW's got to serve tougher and make the Long Beach passers move. They're able to stand still and pass the ball. You want to make a move to their right or to their left, because the more movement they have to make with their feet, the more of a chance it is they're going to pass the ball bad. So IPFW really has to work on that.
That time 2-on-1, Collins turned back.
Wasn't a lot Craig could do with that. The set was kind of tight, and when the set's tight like that, you try and hit the hands, and hopefully it'll go out of bounds, but went inbounds and blocked.
Well, Long Beach State has outscored IPFW in a short span 4-1. It is now 10-6. I'll let you know about this. Channel 6 is accepting applications for underwriting the televising of IPFW sports events and other programs. For more information about how your business or organization can utilize this opportunity, you can call the Channel 6 office. That's during business hours, 481-6582. And the crowd out here tonight filling a little bit at a time, and I think we've got about 2,000 out here. Last year against USC, the all-time record about 2,600.
I remember that match. The fans, one thing, the fans have really got to get into this somehow. IPFW has to make a couple plays to get the fans into this, because last year, whenever we had a big crowd, and when they got started, there was nothing that could stop me. I was on another level, another plateau. As Michael Jordan called it, and some of the announcers called it the zone. When the crowd's into it, you go into the zone and you can't be stopped. If we can get the crowd into it, IPFW can definitely come back and take this match easily.
That time Relat goes long.
But the zone they're in right now is not the one they want to be in. They want to get in the other zone. And they really have got to settle down here, have a couple good plays in a row, get the crowd into it, and take it from there.
What they need right now is a good kill attempt. Going back to Relat. Dug out of there, does not hit the overhang. Great save by Stimfeg. Hilliard cannot get it over.
Triple block. They have to triple block Hilliard, just like that every time. Great block, Raul.
One-on-one, Small beats Papaleo. It's now 12-6.
Roll, turned it in, had his hands in perfect position. Once again, it's just another one of those lucky bounces off the block. Even if the block is perfect, does not always mean that you're going to block every ball in bounds.
Another good serve, Papaleo. Long Beach State mixing the serves up, and that time the middle does not work. 2 Long Beach State players there waiting for it.
Okay, here comes Kojak.
Peter Kujak,
otherwise known as Kojak's getting ready to come into the game here. Hopefully, he can get some momentum started up for us here. Just Felipe's been playing well. Coach Ball isn't taking him out because he's playing bad. He just wants to change a pace out there just to see if maybe it'll help us. And Felipe will be back on the court before this match is out, no doubt.
Collins comes across court.
That's 4 hits. 4 hits. Tom, the ball hit him in the face. That's 4 hits.
Ball goes wide.
So fast. They're going to give a yellow card to somebody. To Lloyd, because Lloyd saw the 4 hits and Tom didn't, and Lloyd argued with him, so he gave him the yellow card. But see, that's a down ref's job. He has to see that because the up ref could not see it from the angle he was on. We could because we're on the other side of the gym. And the down ref has got to call up there and let him know that that was 4 hits there.
Tom Pingle, the referee tonight. The umpire is Pat Harris.
Nice hit by Zach Small. Great dig by Raul. Here comes Lloyd running the offense. Norm will go him. Quiet storm, baby.
That is one of Amanavar's favorite spots, swinging from the outside of the line. Kill attempt falls, point IPFW 7-13 now. Papaleo on serve.
Their middle attack, that was kind of a weak hit, and Quentin almost had it. They worked a lot on middle blocking this week in practice. I had to do a couple drills with some of the middles, and I know that they're really coming up with their middle blocking, and eventually they're going to catch that shot.
Long Beach State mixing up their serves well, and that time the quick hitter over the middle works.
Quentin Spiegel, he's really developed that cut shot. That was always my favorite shot as a player. And it really works because most teams will take away your sharp angle and leave you that shot open. Quentin has both shots, and that's why he's such a great middle. He's definitely, he goes across his body, his hand comes across his chest on that replay.
In now for IPFW, Chad Blatchley, and a service error. You don't put Chad in there and expect that.
Yeah, coming off the bench, it's really tough to get in there and get the serves, but nonetheless, you have to do it. And Chad's had some real problems serving this year. Last night, he had a couple bad serves. So hopefully, he'll get it on track tonight.
That time, Spiegel facial again.
That's what's called a 6-pack, and Quentin showed you how it was done. Stimpy's a good defensive player. He stuck his shoulder in there and almost dug it with his shoulder. So
Stimpig over 500 digs in his career. He is a senior for Long Beach State, setting the ball there, and that time the high flat shot. Just a little miscommunication there.
Chad really plays really intense defense, and that's why he's in the game here. Hopefully to get us a couple big defensive plays, spark the crowd, and get the crowd in this game, and we can come back here.
Ray Rattiel's not going to let this go any further. A 2-point run now, 13-8 Long Beach State. He's going to take a timeout, talk about it. They get up 2-0 here. It could be lights out for IPFW.
I would never consider it lights out for IPFW because this team, I know these guys, and I know they have a lot of heart. Someone has to step up and lead them right now. That's what they don't have. Someone out there isn't out there leading them right now. At times last year, one person would take charge, lead. It was a different person each time. You never knew who it was going to be. And someone has to step up. If they make a couple big plays and this crowd gets into it, I keep saying that, but the crowd is a very important factor tonight. And Long Beach is taking them out by constantly keeping a lead. Once we get back in the lead, if we can take a lead either in this game or in the next game, the crowd's into it, we keep them into it, we come back and we win this match. It's very important that we get the crowd back in this and we get into the zone.
IPFW has never had a lead. Long Beach State jumped out 4-0, then 1-0, and IPFW was tied a few times. Still
nice
alive.
Play. Come on. That's the play we need. Now we got to win this point. Get the crowd into it.
Hilliard and Blatchley tried to come up with a second miraculous dig. Couldn't get it that time.
Look at the team now. After a spectacular play right now, the team is up. Now that the team is up, maybe we can make some plays happen and get the crowd up.
Back on serve, Long Beach State at 13-8.
It's a great pass by Raul. It's a tremendously tough serve, and he made a great pass. There's the squirrel.
Boy, that was a top spin kill that time by Spiegel. Just dived as it went over the net. Good for an IPFW side out. Almodovar now on serve.
We need a tough serve here. Norman once when I was in Canada, when I was a junior and he was a freshman, He served 9 straight points in fast score to bring us back in the game. So he's a great server, and he can get on a roll.
Great recognition that time by Hilliard. Went over 2 blockers, and no one was there to cover.
I'm surprised at Hilliard. He's shown me a lot. Last year he didn't dink too much, and he didn't have that shot in his repertoire. Now he's added that. It makes him twice as good a player.
Timeout. IPFW, and Hilliard perhaps benefiting from his Olympic experience this year. 4th place team, and did get a lot of playing time.
You know, when you play with those guys, and yes, like you said, he did get a lot of playing time. It wasn't like he was just there sitting on the bench. He got a lot of time.
Well, this college cable access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne. And we are very appreciative of their fine efforts and of the volunteers tonight, including the engineers and all the people who bring you this fine telecast. It takes a little bit of an effort, but we're glad to be able to bring you this fine volleyball action. It's 13-8 in the second game. 15-8 was number 1. That was Long Beach State. We're in game 2, the best of 5. Papaleo, big swing.
That's the pop, man. Here's the crowd now. They're not quite where we need them to be right now, but that play helped to revive them a little bit. Now, if we can string 3 or 4 good plays together, they're back in this, and we're back in this.
Also a good sign there for IPFW.
Great
rhythm
serve by Lloyd. Now, that's a serve. You see how he made him move his feet and pass the ball high? It's a great serve. Now let's transition it, run it back down their throats. Pete.
That time,
Kujak
just a little too far away. And that comes with a new player also. Lloyd Ball and Kujak are working together really for the first time this year. And a quick set is something that is, that a closeness has to really develop between the players.
They've had a lot of work, but that 31 set, it takes a lot of time. It took Loy and I a little while my junior year before we get that really perfected. And, you know, Pete just learning to do that with them, and eventually they'll get that together. Right now, they have got to get a kill inside out here. That was a big point. They had an easy free ball, and they should have ran it back down their throat, and they let Long Beach get back in it. Big service error.
Big gift that time from Travis Barr. Side out IPFW. We're going to have a substitution. Relat's going to come back in.
See, now Coach Ball made the substitution earlier to Pete to try and change the momentum of things. And now he recognizes that Felipe's a better server and also a better back row hitter and defensive player. He's going to put him back in there, and we'll see what happens here.
Good serve that time by Relat.
Hilliard
bombing out of the back row. Did he get it in?
I couldn't tell from up here, but Billy Marone's on top of it, and so are both the referees, so probably was out of bounds. But Stimfig didn't think so.
Right on the line, the fastball ruled out of bounds. Good pass now, Stimfig resetting down the line.
Norman, quiet storm with the dig. He's going outside to Zach Small. Out. Yes.
Great recognition that time by Papaleo. He saw Small turn his body that time and want to go cross court, pulled his hands back, and the result is another point for IPFW.
That's as hard as I've seen Brent Hilliard hit a ball, and Norman just stood there, popped it up, and said lips. That was a great dig by Norman. It's going to get us back into this. Another dig by Felipe. They're playing defense now. It's important. They have to do that. They have to play defense.
In the first game, a lot of balls were touching the floor on the IPFW side. Not as many this game. The Long Beach State, they have not committed many errors, hardly any in the first set, and have kept the pressure on and leading 13-10 in the second. Blatchley would never expect him to be bombing.
Bad Blatchley. He came in against Ball State and bombed some balls, so he's here, and he's meaning business. That was a great hit.
In that Ball State matchup, Blatchley came in the second game when they lost to Ball State and turned it around. Now Ball State lost the third and fourth. IPFW ruled over them. And Blatchley was a big key substitution that time. Kill attempt good.
We're back in this game, though. We're a great side-out team. We side out here and get some points back. I see Juan Ortiz down there smiling. He's happy because he wants IPFW to play defense tonight, and they're finally starting to do that here in this game. If we can do this throughout, whether we win this game or not, if we can do that throughout the rest of the match, we're going to win. Defense is important. We have to play defense.
At time, Long Beach State with a soft block.
That's a throw.
Not called. Long Beach State is 1 point away from game 2, 14-10. Stimfeg will serve.
Let's see what we can do here. It's game point. We have to decide. We're still within 4 points, which is definitely, we're definitely capable. It's out of bounds. It's a big, you never serve the ball out of bounds on game point. That's a big mistake by Stimfeg. He's very upset with himself. Now let's see if we can get some points back here. Chad's got to serve tough.
Blatchley with a lunar serve does fall in.
It's a real lollipop. It gave him an easy serve, and they.
That time, miscommunication. Hilliard.
Great for us. With a serve like that, they should run it down our throats. I can guarantee you, Chad, he can be a great server. He's going to come back with a good serve here. I know Chad. A little bit tougher here.
11-14. The floater is over. Stimpfake now. Hilliard from the outside twice now.
Hilliard's gone into the net syndrome. They got him in the tank. This is called a tank when a player can't do anything right. And that's very rare for Brent Hilliard. Now, if they can keep him in the tank, believe me, this match is over. If they can keep Brent Hilliard in the tank.
12-14, they go right back to him. Amandavar can't turn it inside. Hilliard comes back with a clutch kill.
If that ball would have gone in bounds, I would have given this match to IPFW, but that was a big play there. IPFW's got to keep their heads calm, side out here, and get the points back. That's out of bounds. It's out of bounds.
2 service errors in a row. IPFW now with a chance to get back in at 12-14.
They're trying to give us this match. As a high school coach, I would always get frustrated if my girls served out on game point. It's very important that you keep the balls in on game point. And they're trying to give IPFW a match. Play it up. Let's go. Transition.
Still alive. 2 to get it over.
Norma Gorham, the quiet storm.
Now 2 for Long Beach State. Hilliard.
Out. Oh, that ball was in. The ball was in. And
boy, that ball just caught the edge of the white paint.
But the line judge called it out. It looked into me from up here, but there was a touch called anyhow, so it didn't make any difference.
IPFW player touched at the net.
All right.
Third
3
service error in a row.
I guarantee you, Long Beach, if they lose this match, they're going to look back at those 3 serves, and that will be the reason why they lost. They have 3 chances to put this game away, and they served the ball out of bounds and given IPFW the ball 3 times.
14-10 with the center.
Good serve by Norman. Here comes Hilliard. See ya. Oh, it's a nice cover.
Touched.
Loy. Felipe, yes!
Rollat with a quick set.
Papaleo was a setter 2 years ago. He showed it right there. And Long Beach, they had given IPFW a chance to win this game, and IPFW is going to take it and do it right here.
The crowd is back into it. It is 13-14. Long Beach State with a chance to put it away at 14-10. Stimpfake on serve. He had 4 straight points in the first game on serve. Service error, 3 straight service errors for Long Beach State. And the momentum shift, well, you hear about it all the time, but you could definitely feel it. It has gone over to IPFW.
I said we need those plays in a row. Long Beach has done 2 bad things by missing those serves. 1, they let IPFW back into the game, and 2, they let the crowd back in the game. Now it's them against IPFW and the crowd. They're going to have a lot of problems. Raul Papaleo, right there, he's done a great job leading the team. He's that guy that stepped up here. I think he's the guy that's helped get them back into it. And hopefully here we can keep this momentum going and win this game here.
Now for Amandavar, he has to get this serve in. Good serve.
Great serve.
Small with a tough pass. Hilliard over the middle.
Loy, the blocking boy. Loy, the blocking boy. That was a great block by Loy. Now it's 14-all. Loy stepping up. Loy and Raw are leading the team, making the big plays. Ray Richard trying to break the momentum with a substitution. But sorry, buddy, I don't think it's going to work because IPFW's in the house. Let's go. Let's take him out right here. Keep the pressure on.
The block found the left corner, rather. It is 14-all in Long Beach State.
It's a great serve by Norman.
Out of sync.
Way off the net to set the Hilliard. Loy, the blocking boy. Loy, the blocking boy. My man. Taking out the Olympian. The future Olympian takes out the current Olympian. It's a great block. Loy stepping up, making big plays. Look at this crowd. This is what we need.
One-on-one blocking. Loy Ball wins the last 2 matches against.
Look at Hilliard. Hilliard feels a little bit demoralized now because he knows Loy has his number. Let's take him out here, take this game. Nice dig by Squirrel, going outside the Norman. Whoa, it's a good swing.
That time the broad jump by Norman. The set was just a little too low for him. But IPFW has the lead at 15-14. Hilliard with a jump serve.
Here comes that killer jump serve. Nice pass by Norman. Loy with that offensive weapon. It's a great dig by Long Beach. Way to get off the net. Great dig by Chad.
By Blatchley. Up, Blatchley's there to save.
Oh, almost. All right, that knots it at 15.
Great get that time by Blatchley. He has been a spark plug in that back row, playing good defense.
Crowd has to stay in it here. IPFW can't lose their cool. They'll side out to win this game. Right here, big point. Here comes that killer jumper. In the net. Service errors and key times of killing Long Beach.
Well, Long Beach State is taking a cue from IPFW. Through the first game and a half, IPFW had committed 8 service errors, and now Long Beach State has responded with 4.
And IPFW is serving really tough now, too. They're keeping their passers off guard. Great dig. Let's work it.
That time a whiff by Rollat. See what happens.
Oh, Felipe, my man. What a great block. Watch it to the floor. That's a great block by Pepa. They stepped up their blocking, and if they block like this, Long Beach can forget it.
Might be a jump serve. Long Beach State trying to buy a little time, wiping the sweat off the floor. Loy ball on serve for game 2, 16-15.
Loy's got a lethal jump serve himself here. Let's see if it works it.
Oh, he blistered it just long, and that was Lauren Gebert on the line, a former IPFW great right there for the call.
Wow. IPFW has 3 setters in their lineup who can all play set and let Loy hit between Norman, Loy, and Raul, and that gives them a big advantage. They can do a lot of different things. Papasan.
Papaleo rises up in the quick hitter, and Long Beach State is not getting anybody up there on the quick set. That time, Papaleo 1-on-0.
He's the fastest player since Ubaldo Acosta played at George Mason, and he gets up too quick for anybody to stop him. Felipe with a good serve. They're going to run back to Hilliard. Out of bounds. See ya. IPFW wins.
Misses.
Yes,
17-15. IPFW in game 2. Back down from 14-10 to even this match at 1 apiece.
Look at the crowd. They're all on their feet. This is what we needed. All this crowd out here. A lot of people have come since the start of the match. There's more people here, and they're into the match.
Well, we're going to take a break right now and hope the crowd keeps it up. It is 1-1, all tied up in the best of 5. We'll be back after these messages.
Jobs. It's top priority with many Hoosiers today. Good jobs with good futures. That's what Ivy Tech in Fort Wayne specializes in, training good people for good jobs. The skilled jobs Indiana's future needs.
Ivy Tech, what Indiana needs to grow. Call for enrollment information.
This is a College Update Minute. I'm Janet Toby. IPFW's Larry Life is starring in the comedy classic Charlie's Aunt at the First Presbyterian Theater this weekend. The play is about 3 college students who are trying to impress some girls. Life plays Lord Fancourt Babberley, who dresses up as Charlie's aunt. Tickets are $5 for students, and the show is at 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday and at 2 p.m. on Sunday at the First Presbyterian Theater on West Wayne Street. A memorial service was held Monday for IPFW choral director and associate professor of music John Lacey. Lacey, who has been with the IPFW since 1974, passed away on January 1st. The Writing Center is now open for students who want help with their writing skills. It's located on the basement of Kettler Hall in G35. Tutors are available Monday to Thursday from noon to 3, Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and Wednesday and Thursday evenings from 7 to 9, and Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Students who anticipate needing help for an assignment or who would like to develop their writing skills in general should sign up for an appointment. The sign-up sheet is located outside the Writing Center. For College Update, I'm Janet Toby.
Back on the campus of IPFW at the Gates Sports Center. Got a good one going. It's tied up at 1 apiece. IPFW takes the second game 17-15. Long Beach State won the first 15-8. And Neil, you talked about it there, the concession stand now working overtime. But you talked about how the momentum can shift if the crowd gets back into it. And they did, and you could see it just lift the players to another level.
You know, you'll watch a lot of sports on TV, and you'll hear announcers talk about, you know, if it's basketball, it's 6 man, volleyball, it's 7th man, football, the 12th man, you know, because there are 11 players, 6 and 5 respectively in all the sports. I, as a player, I fed off the crowd. Even on away, when the crowd was against me, if the crowd was against me, I played harder. If the crowd was for me at home, I played harder. Whenever the crowd is into it, it makes the players on the court play a lot better, but especially when you're at home. And this huge crowd that we have here tonight, they're tremendous. IPFW fans are the best in the country, I can tell you that. Brigham Young may get better numbers, but IPFW fans are better fans. And in my opinion, I'm biased, of course, but playing for these guys has been tremendous.
How about quickly here, Neil, what does this do to the Long Beach State psyche, collective psyche out here? To be up 14-10, to have your setter back there, a solid senior. He's going to be the all-time assist leader before he's out of college here. Loy might break that record. But what does that do to the psyche? You're going up 2-0 here with a good serve.
That's where leadership comes in. Hilliard and Stimfik have to lead this team. They both had service errors in that key stretch there. Now the question is, do they, like Raul, when he makes a mistake, he comes right back, he's back into the game. Now can those guys do that? Can they come back here and forget that last game? Remember, volleyball's the best of 5. It's just like the World Series. If you lose a game, it's gone. There's nothing you can do about it now. You worry about the next game. Forget it, come back, try and win this game. But IPFW's on a roll now. They have to jump on them quick, get this crowd back into it. the crowd's role and IPFW's role, and this thing's going to be over in 4, I hope.
Okay, Chad Blatchley is still in now. Craig Collins is on the bench. Blatchley, a key spark plug there. He's a great defensive player, had a couple of great saves. Might not have resulted in a point or a side out, but got the team going. And Stimpfeg now on serve for game 3.
Bad Chatchley. Bad Chatchley. I haven't seen him hit a ball that hard since he's been here, man. That was a rocket. Wow.
Blatchley got up that time. He's 6'4", and he will straight up tell you that he is not a big bomber. He doesn't jump that high.
And again, that caught the line. That caught the line. Thank you, Bill Barone. Great call.
That did catch a line. Zach Small is complaining, but it will do no good. 1-0 IPFW jumping out in the lead for the first time since they won that last game. They came from behind in the second game.
So Chad has to serve tough like he did on that last one.
And
that one, it was easy to pass, and they ran it right back down our throat.
Brad Hilliard with the kill.
Zach Small back on serve. He is another senior for Long Beach State. They're a young team, and they're going to get better as the year goes on once they all find their roles. Lost 3 starters from last year.
There's Squirrel. See if Chad can get us a dig here. That's what he does best. Great block by Lloyd. Lloyd's on top of it.
That time, the 4th dink attempt by Hilliard. The first 3 were good. 2-man block did not get it high enough.
I talked about the blocking and reaching over the net. Lloyd 6'10". It's really easy for him to do that. He showed it right there, right back down in their face.
Spiegel on serve at 1-0. Tough serve that time to Barr. Big bomb that time by Freeze in the quick hitter.
That's the best I've seen their middle attack get up in terms of being quick. They've been really slow tonight, and hopefully they won't repeat that because it could cause IPFW a lot of problems.
If you're not familiar with the name Neil Day, he was the middle blocker last year, getting up on those quick sets, and that time Spiegel could not connect on the set from Lloyd Ball. We're tied at 1.
You know, sometimes on that back row set, it takes perfect timing. And Fred Malcolm, just to let you know, Fred Malcolm was one of the best back row hitters in the world when he played here, and Lloyd was one of the best setters. Great hit by Felipe on the backside.
That time Rolot finds ground again, and Long Beach State is not cleaning the floor right now. A lot of balls finding their way on the Long Beach State side.
But Lloyd and Fred took a long time to get that set perfected, like almost half of a season, so it's not going to go, oh!
Another facial. That is 3 straight for Lloyd Ball. The stuff block that time on Hilliard.
Hilliard's not liking it too much right now. He's not leading the team. He's getting blocked by Lloyd consistently. Remember I told you earlier in the match, Coach Bowles is going to put Lloyd out on that left side to block Hilliard. He's doing that now and letting Raul set.
That time.
Now look, usually Lloyd will be on the right, but now he's on the left, and he shut Hilliard down. Great dig by Quentin with his face. Ball down by Felipe. Great dig off the face by Quentin. That's a 6-pack dig. Nothing better feeling in the world than that.
That goes down in the record books as a dig, and well, Spiegel has a red spot on the left side of his face to show for it. 3-1 IPFW now.
Coach Ball's the master. Look how he puts Lloyd out there on Hilliard. Lloyd's owned Hilliard all night now, and I knew he was going to make that move earlier in the match. I predicted it. And now they have no one else to go to because they're afraid to go at Lloyd. Even with Brent Hilliard being the best hitter in the country, they're afraid to go at Lloyd because Lloyd is such a big blocker right now.
Stimpfeg calling this time for Hilliard's number. We saw it there. He's going to go to Hilliard this time. Serve is long.
The other thing, having Raul being the great setter that he is, Lloyd doesn't have to switch back and set after the play's over. Raul can stay in set, and Lloyd can hit outside because Lloyd's a great outside hitter. So Coach Ball is using that to perfection. He's the best coach in the country. He does a great job out there.
Boy, a great pass by Almodovar.
Squirrel. Oh, that did just miss. That was a good call by the line judge.
Long Beach State, Zach Small pulled his hands back in time. It's 2-4 now. Hilliard on serve, and this man can make a run all of his own here. Great jump service that time. Ball has to run and get the set.
Out.
Papaleo misses it.
By Raul.
That was all started with a great serve by Hilliard.
It's 4-3 now. Long Beach is back in it. We got to get some points here, get the crowd back in it. Lloyd's calling the offense out here. Let's see what he runs. In the net, there's Hilliard making another crucial service error.
But I really believe, you know, he gets 2 of those serves in, and the last point there was a direct result of how tough that serve was. I think you can accept maybe 2 points for a service error.
Back to Hilliard to hammer.
That time, Ball was in the back row. Blatchley and Rolot on him, and he went right over the 2-man block.
The block was set a little bit too far outside there, and they gave Hilliard too much cross court, and he terminated it. We have to play a little bit defense further on the line too on him because he hits a really sharp angle.
Small resets. That's freezing.
The ball looked out of bounds, but he didn't make a call. Now he's calling it, but I can't tell from up here because it's a really bad angle for this line. The far line we can tell better.
It did look out of bounds, but nevertheless, Long Beach State on serve and a service error for Long Beach State.
The tables have turned here. IPFW serving the ball really tough, really hard. Sure, they made a couple errors, but they're serving the ball tough, and Long Beach is choking back there. And that's a difference in the match. Serving, we said at the beginning, serving would be the key, and it has turned out to be the key. Great block by Bad Chatchley. It's a touch. Great play by Norman Burgoyne.
2 to get it over. Blatchley now going to have to dump it over. Ralat does.
Okay, they get a free ball here. They should run it and terminate it with no problem.
Small off the block that time. Papaleo couldn't turn it back in, and he's only 6'1". Does that make any difference when he's on the end?
Oh, blocking, sure, it makes a difference. He can't get to places as quick. When you're 6'10", it's a lot easier to get to 8 feet than when you're 6'1". It happens a lot faster, which gives you an advantage. But Raw is the best blocking technique of anyone I've ever seen, so that makes up for it.
That time looked like an off-speed kill attempt that time. Spiegel saying he's got to get a little more topspin on that quick hitter.
Great job.
But it falls for a side out anyway.
Raw is such great anticipation. Like, there are a lot of short blockers. I was a short blocker myself. You have to make up for what you lack in height with anticipation, and he does a good job of doing that.
Zach Small with a big swing that time. Good rhythm on that one, and it's side out. Long Beach State at 4s.
Zach Small, as I said at the beginning of the match, is the key third person for that team. And he's been quiet. He's made a couple nice plays, but he's been quiet. Don't let him get started. IPFW has to keep him out, just like they shut Hilliard out of the match. They have to shut Zach Small out as well. Norman Burgoyne, a quiet storm. Right on the line. He's a rocket man.
Hilliard's going to question this one, see if we can pick it up. No.
But Stemfig called it in. Stemfig was right there on the line. Norm cranked that ball. It went so fast, no one could have possibly have seen it, except for Stemfig, who was sitting there watching it go by.
Blatchley now on serve, tied up at 4.
Here comes Hilliard. Oh, what a great block by Lloyd. What the way it turns out. Felipe with the dig. Oh, if we win this point, the crowd's going to go crazy. Let's go.
Blatchley now pushes it over.
Here they come. Crank. Oh.
Off the head that time of Almodovar. And that time, Lloyd Ball did something I've never seen anybody do. On that block, he turned away like he was reading where the ball was going to go and reached out, falling to his side with one hand, got that block up in the air.
You're not taught to do that by coaches, but occasionally it will work for you. And Lloyd showed a great job of how to do that if you're going to do it there.
How tough that time. Almodovar tried to reset himself and go up again for 2 kill attempts right in a row. Tough to do that time. Got a judge.
It's very tough to get up quickly again, but often it'll catch the other team by surprise and you'll be able to put the ball down. So it was a good try by Norman. That's a set was a little bit too far outside. Now let's terminate that. Oh, we're in the net.
Ooh, IPFW.
You know what, though? The ref has the right there to say the ball was down before they touched the net, and I think that might have been a correct call there, but he took the safe way out and said that they hit the net first.
Anytime a player is into the net, it results in a point or side out for the other team. Now on 6-4 serving. That time blocked. One-on-one, Ralat. Travis Barr with a big block.
Even though we're playing well this game, we're down 3 points, and we're in a lot of trouble here. We got to get ourselves together.
Well, IPFW jumped out with the first point. First time in 3 games they did that, but now Long Beach State has come back with a run of their own. They now lead 7-4, 3 straight points. Oh, you too could join in the excitement of IPFW athletics by participating in the Royal Dons Club. There you see a seat cushion there. The Royal Dons Club members enjoy priority seating at all IPFW sporting events, food and refreshments in the hospitality room, admission to IPFW sports luncheons, and association the Mastodon supporters, just to name a few benefits. There are plenty of benefits here. If you want to get into it, priority seating would be a nice thing tonight. More information, you can call Lisa Moreland at 481-6027, and she'll tell you what increments you can donate at and what benefits you will get. We mentioned before, a crowd of about 2,000. It seems like people still are filing in here and treated to a good contest tonight.
Paper. It's really unique. You would think most players would be a better hitter out of the front row than they are on the back row. Papa's exactly the opposite. He hits the ball a lot harder and with a lot more accuracy out of the back row than he does from the front row. Now, he's a good hitter from the front row, but he's a tremendous hitter from the back row. Just missed.
Spiegel misses long.
He's going for a tough serve, though, and it's all right to miss as long as you're serving the ball tough.
Okay, Long Beach State, Brad Friesen on serve at 7-4. Overpass that time.
That pass our old squirrel with the dig. Where's the call? Ooh. Net on Loy.
Loy ball into the net will result in a point for Long Beach State. 4 straight points for the 49ers.
We're down 8-4. We must side out this point. We must work this. Squirrel.
That time turned away. 2-man block that time. Travis Barr got the main piece of the ball.
You know, Travis Barr has really stepped up for their team here. That's number 9, right?
It's number 9, Carl Van Roosen, also in on the block, number 15.
I've never seen him before. I don't remember him playing, but he's doing a heck of a job blocking tonight. There's Pepa with a cutback. Great shot. That's the play that's going to get them through in the middle.
Explain the cutback a little bit. What does a player do when he cuts the ball back?
His body's facing to the back right-hand part of the court from where he's facing. Instead, he hits the ball across his body and hits it to the back left-hand part of the court. It throws the defense off, and it's a very successful shot if you learn how to do it, but it's a hard shot to learn how to do.
Very difficult. On normal kill attempts, the player is hitting within his body line. He will face the angle he wants to hit.
Another serving error. We have to cut those out. They're just trading serving errors.
Service errors. Hilliard with his second straight service error.
Hilliard must have 3 or 4 service errors tonight. He's tired. Jump serving takes a lot out of you. People don't realize that. That's why Coach Ball doesn't. If you wonder why Lloyd doesn't always jump serve, it's because if you jump serve all the time, jumping takes a lot of energy out of you. So sometimes you have to stay down on the ground, surf from the ground, to rest up. Hilliard's tired. He needs to quit jump serving and surf from the ground.
Time to block was stuffed. Papaleo goes 2-on-1 again, and that time Barr could not turn it inside.
He's a master of using people's hands, and he showed it there again. Now Lloyd right now is well-winded. Lloyd's in great shape. Hilliard looks a lot more tired than Lloyd is, so Lloyd can continue to jump serve. But if you do get tired, especially in late games, games 4s and games 5s, you need to stay on the ground.
Low toss that time by Ball results in a service error. Travis Barr now on serve at 9-5.
Great pass by Norm Gorham. He's really improved his passing this year. Wow.
And the quick hitter now, Rolat is working it. Spiegel started off the second game with a lot of success up there.
I think I can honestly say this is the best hitting out of the middle I've seen Felipe do this year, all this year, and probably all of last year as well. Felipe's doing a tremendous job hitting the ball in the middle. Ooh, another close one that we just missed. It's so tough when we're serving well, but we got to get one of those to drop in for us.
Coach Arnie Ball has removed the jacket.
I'm sweating up here myself, and he's in a much more pressure-packed position than I am.
Jump service that time by Van Roosen. First time we've seen him do this game. Boy, what a big swing that was. And if Papaleo turned an ankle before, he's not showing the effects on that kill attempt.
I'm not sure that it was his ankle. I tried to find out from the trainer, but the trainer wouldn't let us know in between games. So that's another missed serve.
Boy, IPFW has turned it around now in the service department.
You know, that's 3 balls that start out of bounds. That could have been 3 points right there. You know, but it's all right. We got to regain our composure, come back here. It's a great serve pass by Norman, great hit by Quentin. Ball's up. They're going to set Hilliard. Hilliard's going up.
Two-man block that time.
Norm Gorham, the quiet storm.
And it seemed like Hilliard really didn't have a chance that time because the center was so close. The ball was set, and IPFW was able to read that play the whole way and get 2 blockers up, and Hilliard decided he was just going to bomb away at it.
Out of bounds. Oh, it's a big net for Squirrel. But that's all right because that happens often. I remember big plays where I've hit the net. You need your teammates to come to you and pick you up after making a major error like that so you can get back in the game. Here comes Squirrel. Goes back to Felipe. Felipe pounds it, another kill.
Off the block, still saved. Great attempt there by Barr that time, but it does go out of bounds. Side out IPFW.
Job. Right now, I'd say he's playing the best for anybody on Long Beach. He's been doing a tremendous job.
Quentin Spiegel now on serve at 5'9". The official attendance tonight just a tad under 1,800. It's about 1,000 last night. IPFW second in the nation in attendance last year. Time Friesen tries a cut shot of his own. Amalavar with a big bomb. Save. Great by Zach Small. Comes up with it.
Okay, here comes Squirrel.
Cross-court
dig by
attempt.
Stemfig. Back to Hilliard, but it's a bad set. And Hilliard put it in the bottom of the net. It was a very bad choice. You got to take the easy set and pop it up to the outside hitter there. Instead, he tried to get fancy. Go back to Hilliard. Hilliard should have been ready, however. Hilliard wasn't ready. Hit it in the bottom of the net. Just caused Long Beach a point. IPFW's back in this.
Hilliard shaking his head. Knew it was his fault that time.
Here comes Brent.
Right
back at it. Bad Chatchley with a great dig. That's what Chad does best. Plays defense. Oh, Squirrel, you have to keep that in, but he knows that.
That time looked like Spiegel took his eye off the ball to check out the defense and pushed it right into the net. Side out, Long Beach State.
He wanted to hit the ball, but it wasn't on an angle where he could hit it. And at the last minute, he tried to tip it. He's just got to go ahead and make sure that ball gets over the net after a great dig by Chad like that. There goes Hilliard with a good tip, but Felipe's right there. Right to Felipe, see ya. Oh, great dig by Stemfig. Spoke a little bit soon there. Oh, see ya that time. I didn't speak too soon.
Double block that time on Zach Small.
There goes Felipe and Loy. Those two, look at the arms on those two if you get a chance. Look how long those arms are. Makes for a tremendous block.
Volleyball has been one impressive blocking machine
See ya.
tonight.
Wouldn't want to be a Hilliard. That was a great block. Those two have owned Hilliard. Loy has Hilliard's number, man. Hilliard's going to be having nightmares about Loy because Loy has blocked him time after time after time.
All right, long service by Moldavar that time. I believe that is the 5th of this third game.
I wish the camera were on Loy right now. Loy is taking charge. He's leading the team. He's telling guys, don't worry about it. Let's get it up. We're back in this match. He's doing a really good job of leading them out there right now.
Hilliard goes this time.
Papaleo,
the regular serve.
Papa the hammer, baby. They were in the net as well.
And once again, IPFW in a little bit of a lull there as Long Beach State scored 4 points. IPFW has come back with 3 of their own now, trailing 7-9. Loy ball on serve.
Rawls been doing a lot of damage tonight, very quietly. People don't recognize it, but he's been doing a great job. Oh, Loy with a tremendous dig.
Great get that time by Loy ball. Oh, and a nice recognition play that time by Stimpfeg.
Wasn't powerful, but it was in an open spot, so he got it down. Long Beach made a big mistake there. Whenever a ball comes over net like that, you have to go up and hit it. I don't agree in passing that ball because it was too tight to the net. But their coach may tell them to do that. Arnie Ball will want us to hit that ball.
Okay, Papaleo.
Oh,
going back
a great
to him
play.
with a run around. Long Beach State has one to get it over. Gonna be a free ball now.
Hilliard had a great hit there. See ya.
Still alive.
No.
Great
good
attempt.
defense there, man. Long Beach is really making me look bad here with these calls. They're playing tremendous defense.
Blatchley off the blocker, still alive. 2 more to get it over. Papaleo goes up.
Rawls a great setter, goes outside the bad Chatchley. See ya.
Off the blocker. Great play by Blatchley. He has not missed when he has gone up for a kill tonight. 4 of 4.
Bad Chatchley's really having a good night out there. Raul with a great set. Let's recognize it. Loy made a great play to set the ball to Raul. Raul gave Chad a perfect set where he could use the block there.
Might want to mention for Long Beach State, that time they mix it up. Barr takes the serve. That Zach Small has been doing a great job with the passing.
Loy has to realize, Loy's a little bit mad at himself, but he has to realize he was in good position there, and that ball was hit really hard. He did a good job to get his hands on it. Next time he'll get that ball up to the target. He's doing a great job on defense. The entire team is. They picked their level up a whole notch here, now they need to get these points back.
Carl Van Roosen with a jump serve.
What was that?
Tried to keep it in the building, he did, but it is long. Side out IPFW, Papaleo on serve at 7-9.
He almost hit my boy to Don there. The Don almost got hurt on that serve. That was way out of bounds. They've had a lot of problems serving tonight. Here comes Hilliard. Oh.
Hilliard that time might have been out of bounds. Ball didn't know if it was tipped or not. 2-man block, Hilliard coming through.
Lloyd made the right move. You think it was touched, you go ahead and try and play it. So you made a good point there saying you didn't know whether he tipped it or not.
Stimpfeg now serving at 9-7. Tough serve from Stimpfeg.
Norm Gorm. Great dig by Stimpfeg, perfectly to the target. Oh.
That time Barr comes through with a kill, and we mentioned Stimpfeg before, over 500 digs in his career.
He's a great defensive player and a great setter. However, he doesn't have the players around him that he did last year, so it doesn't make him look as good.
Moldavar with a pass. That
There's
time
that cutback
Spiegel.
by Squirrel and Felipe both have utilized that cutback shot. They need to teach that to Peter Kujak, because I know he's capable of doing it because I've seen him do it as well. If those middles can work that cutback shot, they're unstoppable because they can hit the ball wherever they want, whenever they please, with one block on them.
Stimpfeg now with a set. Hilliard with a dink. Still alive.
Almost.
Slide and dive, can't get it. Papaleo short. We mentioned earlier that
Norman may be hurt. A wet spot. I think he just landed on his stomach there. They're getting a little timeout here by wiping up the floor. It's a good move by them. Make sure no one gets hurt. Get a chance to catch your breath and come back, and we need a side out here.
Okay, Quentin Spiegel done with the housekeeping now. Back on serve. Zach Small. Long set that time of Moldavar bombing.
We got to cover. Boys got to kick it out to Norman. Oh, Felipe.
That time Relat ran right in front of ball. Arrow for Relat and a point for Long Beach State.
No one's fault there. No one should be mad at anyone because Felipe was trying to get out of Lloyd's way, but he just accidentally ran into him. It was just a bad, unfortunate luck.
Whoa. And that time Moldavar got the pass a little too deep for ball. We're going to have a timeout here by IPFW. Long Beach
broken
State
down a little bit.
12-7 in the third.
Passing's broken down a little bit here. We've got to get it back on track. You know, remember, we were down worse than this last game. You know, we can always come back and win it here. But now look at the crowd again. Once again, I'm going to bring this crowd factor into it. IPFW isn't making the spectacular plays. When they don't make the spectacular plays, the crowd's not into it. They have to come up with something big here, a big block, a great defensive play, a long rally that they win, something of that nature. Gets the crowd back into it, and then we're back on top of things. The cheerleaders are doing a great job of trying to get the crowd pepped up here, but there's nothing like actual play on the court to get the crowd into it.
We'll try and get a kill total on Brent Hilliard, the two-time NCAA Player of the Year, as soon as possible. They had gone a little bit away from him in this third game. He was blocked at the end of the second game consistently one-on-one by Loy Ball. Loy has come up with 3 blocks on him in this third set rather. So we'll try and get a number on him, but he is looking a little tired for Long Beach State.
I know, he looks really worn to me. I've never seen him look this tired. And he's gotten, you know, he is all-time NCAA kill record, or he held it at one point. So he's gotten a lot more sets than this. I don't understand why he's tired. He might be sick or something.
That time the block turned back. Barr with a block. 13-7 now. Long Beach State with a chance to put game 3 away and get up 2-1. The best of 5 here.
IPFW must side out this point if they want to win this game. You know, they can't keep waiting and waiting. They have to take the initiative starting now.
Perhaps a little sportsmanship. Blatchley cleaning up a little sweat there, taking a little time, letting IPFW catch their breath.
Great pass by Norm Gorm. The quiet. It's a great hit. Now, one thing, fans, you always wonder if a player goes under the net, that's illegal. However, in college, men's Division I college volleyball, if they go under the net and they're outside the antenna, out of bounds, you are allowed to do that, and the refs will not call that. But if you do it inside of the white line or inside the antenna, then they will call it, and it's an illegal play. So Norman did a good job of letting his momentum take him out of bounds to go under the net there instead of staying inbounds to go under the net.
Wow, tough serve that time by Spiegel. Might have been out. Hilliard with a cross cut.
Great set. Here comes Loy. That's a real rocket. It's a great dig, but they don't get much out of it. It's going to be an easy roll shot. Now they got to work it. Pop up to Norm Gorm. Out to Loy.
Ball off the blockers. Playing great play that time on both sides of the court. Good defense.
Now what we need to string 3 or 4 of these together, get the crowd hyped. If we get the score 13-11, 13-12, the crowd will be back in this, and we'll do the exact same thing we did last game.
If you're just joining us, game 2. Long Beach State was serving for the second game at 14-10, and IPFW reeled off 5 straight points.
Paper,
that
the block.
One-on-one block.
Norm Gorm, the quiet storm, and Paper Who. That was a great block. The Puerto Rican connection up there. A tremendous block. There's a timeout here.
Timeout, 13-9, IPFW making a little comeback. We're going to give you a little information here before we go to break, I guess. The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. Receive your free, and that is free, Channel 6 program guide. Send your name, address, and zip code to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East. Zip on that is 46805, $14.99, and again, that Channel 6 guide is free. You'll be tuned in to all the men's volleyball action. There's still about 6 telecasts to go this season. Men's and women's basketball, Division II, as well, will be included in that. And another
big serve from Squirrel here. It was a tough one. They got an overpass. Great serve by the Squirrel.
And that time it looked like Long Beach State a little asleep out of that timeout. Spiegel capitalizes with another good serve. 10-13 now, IPFW trailing in game 3.
Another great serve from the Squirrel. Here comes Hilliard.
Hilliard with a great broad jump that time, a pretty kill attempt.
You notice IPFW has 3 blockers up there. Any kind of middle attack, especially when it's Hilliard, whether it's from the back row or the front row, we're going to try and get all 3 blocks in there and try and snuff it out. And all the block was there. He just managed to find a hole in it. There's always a hole. Well, not always, but usually there's a hole. And he found it there.
Brant Holloway in. He's not officially listed on the program guide. One of the first substitutions we've seen for Long Beach State tonight. Travis Barr blocked that time.
Boy, Lloyd a blocking boy. There he goes again. I want to know how many solo blocks he has tonight because he has been doing one fine job out there.
Well, that is his 3rd solo block in this 3rd game.
And that's what gets him started. It always got me started. When I blocked well, I did everything else well. And Lloyd's been blocking all night, and he's just been doing a great job out there.
Well, now the serving is turned around. IPFW with 3 top serves in a row and 3 straight points. A 11-13.
Quiet storm. We're back in this. We need a block here. Lloyd a blocking boy. He owed you, Hilliard. He owed you.
He blocked you that time.
He owed you. Lloyd a blocking boy. I've never seen him block this fine against such a fine player. He's playing. Fans at home realize this is the best hitter in the country, and Lloyd has owned him time in. It's so hard to block any hitter, much less the best one in the country, and Lloyd has owned him tonight.
Stimpfake goes right back to
out
him.
Of bounds.
That time he goes
and
long.
Because they own him, he's hitting out of bounds now. He's afraid of Lloyd, so he's swinging out of bounds. He's swinging too high. Lloyd has his number.
Just to put this back in perspective, Long Beach State is going to take a timeout.
There goes that crowd. What did I tell you? Listen to this.
Brent Hilliard, two-time Player of the Year in Division I volleyball, a U.S. Olympian, a big-time hitter, and one-on-one blocking of Lloyd Ball has turned this around. Tune in to Channel 6 next Thursday evening at 6 p.m. to watch the Screaming Eagles of the University of Southern Indiana take on the IPFW Lady Dons. That's at 6, and then at 8, it's Southern Indiana against the IPFW men. We mentioned earlier Southern Indiana dealt IPFW their first loss. They are currently sitting on top of the Great Lakes Valley Conference. A fine record. They are ranked in Division II in the top 20 poll. For the women, Lindy Jones, a freshman, scored 34 the other night against Kentucky State.
The new Lisa Miller. She's been doing a great job picking up that scoring void left by Lisa Miller.
So that's good action. That is next Thursday evening at 6 and 8. You might want to tune into that. We're back. We're all tied up at 13, and Amalavar is still on serve.
You know, I love it. Ray Rattel tried to call that timeout to get the crowd out of it, but I still hear noise. And we're going to score these 2 points here and get them out of here. Let's go. Big block.
Oh, big swing that time. Carl Van Roosen, and they don't normally go to him, perhaps because Hilliard is having a little problem.
It's a rare event when you ever see the setter going away from Hilliard, but you got that right on the nose. Tonight they've been trying to, they don't set him nearly as much as he usually gets set because he's not having the success because Loy has simply taken him out of the match, almost single-handedly. Loy has taken him. Coach Ball has put him on him all night. Great move by Coach Ball. It's worked to perfection.
Great timeout that time by Ray Rattil of Long Beach State. It was tied up at 13. IPFW had scored 6 straight points.
They can't handle him. That's a lift. Thank you very much, Tom. Great hit by Raul. Raul is a monster out there, man. They can't stop him. Look at Lloyd, piped up, hitting himself in the head with the ball. He's ready to go here, but he has to calm down and get a good serve here.
Lloyd Ball with a headbutt, now serves it over, tied at 13. This is Stimpfake. Quick hit.
Touch! Yes!
Block back inside.
Paper who?
That time they called Carl Van Roosen on the touch.
Game point for us. It was a great serve by Lloyd. He settled down. He's serving from the ground now. No jump serve. Save some energy. Great serve by Lloyd. Great block by Felipe. Felipe and Lloyd are playing all world right now. I'm loving this.
Substitution. Brad Friesen back in
right now. These guys are feeling the adrenaline. They're going to go for the jugular right here.
Number 10 back in for Long Beach State. Stimpfake. That time a dink.
Net on Felipe. I saw it. And he knows it. But that's okay. Things like that are going to happen. He got a little bit over-aggressive. He has to settle down now. He's calming himself down. Lloyd's directing the offense. He calls him. He called Felipe on the front run there. I read his lips, so let's see if he goes back to Felipe for some confidence here.
Travis Barr on
right back
serve
to Felipe
now.
for confidence. There we go. That's the play right there. Felipe comes right back after making the play. Lloyd goes to him. A great move by a great leader. Lloyd's doing a great job of leading him. Felipe comes right back.
Power volleyball by IPFW now. And a chance to put game 3 away. We're locked back on serve.
Paper who with a tough serve right to Zach Small. It's a good pass. Outside.
Big swing that time by Zach Small.
Serve was really easy. Zach Small made a great pass, got outside to hit, cranked it. Great job by Small.
Good recognition by Small. Had a blocker up in his face, went cross court.
Crowd went down, but we're going to get him right back up here with a side out. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Papaleo. They can't handle him. That's my boy. That's my homie. They can't handle him. Best hitter in the country, best passer in the country. Well,
you have to forgive Neil Day if he gets a little over-exuberant at times. He was a player on the Final Four team for IPFW last year. And this is possibly another Final Four team this year.
I'm sorry, I have to apologize too, but I get carried away. These are my buddies. I love watching them do so well.
It's time reset now. Gonna dump it over. Free ball for game 3.
Here's where we finish them. See ya.
Oh, Friesen that time. Spiegel with the kill. 15-13 in game 3. 2 games to 1 IPFW. This is the best of 5. Long Beach State number 6, IPFW number 7. The Fort Wayne National Bank Pepsi Invitational. We're going to take a break and come right back with game number 4.
My hero, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Costner, Mr. Wong.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero, Mrs. Wooten. If I don't get through to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
What comes to your mind when you think about mathematics? Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing? If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series For All Practical Purposes.
You made it! Hey, I couldn't have gotten through physics without you.
Yeah, well, you're on your own at college.
It's not fair.
That's all right. I'm gonna get a job, you know. I'm gonna start working, I'm gonna save. And I'll be in college in another year or two.
Mike. So, what do you have planned, Mike?
I think I'm gonna go home and make a sandwich. Okay.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Back at the Gates Sports Center at IPFW, on the main campus of IPFW. A big crowd out here tonight, 1,800, watching some fine volleyball. Long Beach State now trailing 2-1 after winning that first game 15-8, and there you see the numbers, 17-15, 15-13. IPFW came back 14-10 in the second game and 13-7 in the third. And they did it with good serving and really the one-on-one blocking. Loy ball against the two-time NCAA Player of the Year, Brent Hilliard.
Loy has done something amazing here tonight. I can honestly say, to my knowledge, no one has ever shut Hilliard down like Loy has tonight. This is something totally new to Hilliard. And you can tell by the look on his face. He looks tired. He looks frustrated. He has never had this happen to him, not even at the national team level, playing against the unified team, playing against the Cubans, who are a great team. He's never been shut down like this. Loy simply owns him. And another thing, Felipe Relat has blocked a lot of balls in the middle. The entire team is blocking well. Norman Almodovar has blocked Hilliard a couple times. They simply, as a team, have gotten their blocking together. And that's what one of the big things we did last year was block. They haven't done that up to this point this year, but now they're showing everybody in the crowd, everyone who's watching this telecast, how it's done.
Okay, well, how difficult is it? Now for Hilliard, he is really carrying a lot of the scoring load. He's been really the one consistent option for Long Beach State coming in here when he knows that he's going to go up against one or two blockers and one of them is going to be 6'10". How difficult is it for him knowing that he's got to be up every play?
Well, those of you who are Chicago Bulls fans, remember a few years back when Jordan first came in the league, he was scoring like 50 points a game sometimes. The Chicago Bulls were with him all the time. He was triple teamed, sometimes double teamed, always had someone in his face getting fouled a lot. Hilliard's experience is the same thing here. IPFW is going to key on him. Okay, they're going to put their best blocker, Loy, against him. They're going to always know where he's out on the court. They always have to be wary of him. And he still has to somehow or another, as a great player, rise above that. We'll see if he does it here, but right now he looks really tired. He's had his hands on his knees. He's looking down at the floor, not looking up. And IPFW has him in a hole right now. I don't think he'll come out of it, but he just might, so we got to watch it.
Game 4 underway. Papaleo on serve.
Oh, great dig by Hilliard to get that ball up after a great block. Now let's run it back down their throat and don't give them any momentum here.
Back set for Blatchley that time goes long.
Hilliard,
the back set is tough for communication.
Yeah, definitely. And Chad had a good swing at that ball, but he just hit it. He mishit it and it went out of bounds. Hilliard may get himself back in the game with that play. That was a tremendous coverage. That's what we were talking about earlier with IPFW, covering the block. Whenever you're blocked, if you cover it up, it gives your team a big moral advantage.
Relat out of the back row,
touch.
Big swing and a touch on Long Beach State.
Look at IPFW. They look excited. They're ready to go now. They can sense it. They're like the piranha that smells blood right now. They want to get this game, want to get it over in 4. Let's get the crowd back into it here. Get some big plays going.
It's been a game of swings. Long Beach State looked
great
like
block by Quentin. Another great cover.
Team. First game and a half. That time a block, that time Ball and Spiegel up on it. I don't know if it got over the net that much. Good penetration by both players.
The first one was blocked, the second one was hitting to the net. But, you know, you had a good point talking about the coverage earlier. Long Beach is covering well here, and IPFW has to do the same thing. But I don't know if the covering is going to be enough for them right now because IPFW is blocking so well.
Zachary Small on serve at 0-1. Amaldavar has been doing
Normal Gore in the quiet storm.
the main chores on the passing. Papaleo has also been doing some passing, but it has been Amaldavar.
We have a close-up on Norman here. Look at his arms. Look how much bigger he's gotten. For those of you who remember him from last year. His chest, his biceps, he's a much bigger person. He's a lot stronger. That's why he hits the ball so much harder this year.
Knuckleball served by Spiegel. That time off IPFW player. 2 more hits.
Back to Squirrel.
Spiegel turned back inside. Big block that time.
That
Friesen and Barr.
Barr has been blocking a lot of balls tonight. Barr's been the one bright spot for Long Beach tonight. He's been playing really well.
Brad Friesen back on serve. Amaldavar now tough overpass.
That play usually works for Loy. You got that from Chris Cooper.
That time Hilliard didn't wipe it off. The IPFW player knotted up at 1.
The line judge did not call a touch, but the referee overruled him. Crowds are getting on him a little bit. Line judge has the best angle on that. I think it's his call, but the referee is like the president. He has the veto power. He has the final say.
Amaldavar now reset. Ball backs at Spiegel.
Oh.
And one thing,
usually plays that ball. He missed it there, though.
one thing we've noticed, the blocking for Long Beach State is getting a little softer out of the back row. Stimpfeg is not able to come up with the digs now because the IPFW players are getting a clean shot at the floor.
They look tired and demoralized, and IPFW's keeping the pressure on them. Goes out the Barr.
Barr now through 2 blockers. Big swing that time for Barr. 1-1 side out Long Beach State.
You know, Barr's their Hilliard tonight. You know, every once in a while when your star's not playing well, you got to look to someone else to step up for you. They're looking to him. They're giving him a lot of sets. He's blocking balls. He's been a bright spot for him tonight.
Great serve. Overpass by Papaleo off a great serve that time. Blocked by
with the
Ball.
block. Who else but those 2?
Boy, great comeback there by Stimpfeg. He is a senior. Good leadership off Stimpfeg's head.
Set Loy again. Here comes Loy. Loy to hitting boy. Off his face. See ya. How'd that feel? That hurt, baby. Loy to hitting boy. That's a great hit.
Neil Mendel, or scratch that. That's Travis Barr.
No, that was.
Or is that Mendel?
Yeah, it was Mendel, number 6. Yeah.
Okay, it was
Barr's
Mendel that time.
Well, Mendel has got one put off his face there. Back to Hilliard. Hilliard
penetration
is unaffected
that time.
Tonight. They're just owning him with the block. The block has totally taken him out of his game. Bad Chatchley. Right down the line off his foot.
Catches Hilliard's foot that was right on the line. Point for IPFW.
It's amazing. I've never seen Hilliard taken out of his game like this. IPFW's putting a masterpiece together. It's like the Mona Lisa. Felipe had another block there. The one just missed out of bounds, but the blocking has been tremendous tonight. Coach Ball on Thursday worked a lot of blocking drills and them getting their hands over and blocking well. It's really paid off. They practiced hard that day.
Long Beach State started off quickly. Won the first game 15-8, and Hilliard could do no wrong. And really kept it going pretty much in the second game. There you see Spiegel misfiring on a kill attempt. They were up 14-10 in that second, and then a service error by Jason Stimpfeg, followed up by 2 more service errors by his teammates, led IPFW back in this contest.
Definitely.
And there is another service error.
Norm Gorham with the great eye. You know, people, you have to understand, it's very hard for passers to realize where they're on the court, know where the balls are out. They have to make split-second decisions. And Norm did a great job there watching that ball. It's a very difficult position to be a passer playing Division I volleyball. Ooh, Loy was there, but he
Small with the kill. Ball was on the line, but couldn't pop it back up. This is a new player. We have not seen him before this game. That is number 6, Neil Mendel.
Well, I like his name.
Neil Day.
Oh, he was over. Oh, no, wait. That was a bad call. Great job by Quentin. Bryn Hilliard there. The referee said he was down below the net when he tied the ball, but anytime you're back row like he is now, he's in the right back position, and you're hitting from the back row, you have to be behind the 3-meter line, which is the white line that you all see in the middle of your court. He was over there that time. The referee should have called it and called that kill illegal and given IPFW the point, but they won it anyhow.
IPFW now with a chance.
Normal Gorham. Oh,
still alive. Great
play by
get by
Stimpfeg.
Stimpfeg. Hilliard runs into Friesen that time.
For those of you who know who the Bad News Bears are, if you've watched those movies, Long Beach looks like them right now. They got to get their act together. They got to start talking. And they got to make those plays. It's a great play by Stimpfeg. Hilliard has to talk and call that ball.
3-2 IPFW and a service error by Papaleo. They had knocked that out midway through the third game, and it might come up again. IPFW has had stretches of bad serving games, and they had one against Ball State.
What I like there, what I saw, there's another, see, but Long Beach is just giving the ball back to us. If they do that, there's no way they can win. IPFW's at least serving the ball tough. One thing I saw when Raul misses served the play before, players went up to him, gave him a hand, said, don't worry about it. That's what we need to see out of our team. If we see that, we're going to be fine.
Boy, that time Small off the head of Almodovar. Big swing by Small. Side out, Long Beach State.
We haven't heard a lot from Small. I expected more out of him tonight. He got one there. He has had some quiet kills, but they need him to step up a little bit more, especially with Hilliard not playing well.
Small is done, and that time big swing by Pepper Rolat.
Pavement with a big hammer there. Or Pepe, as coach calls him.
I think one thing, though, Small has done a fine job with the passing back there, and how much can you expect Small to also be a part of the offense once he's passing? He's done a lot of passing for Long Beach State tonight. There's another one.
Set out to Hilliard. Loy owns him. Loy just owns him. Look at Hilliard. He looks demoralized now. I wish if they could get the camera on Hilliard to see his face right now. He's moping across the court. He's looking down at his feet. He really is lost. Loy has blocked him so many times. I've never seen one player block another player as many times as Loy has blocked him. This is the best match I've ever seen Loy play.
That time Hilliard tries to go high off the fingertips.
Loy was in the net, but that's okay.
Side out Long Beach State. Brad Friesen now back on serve at 2-4. Almodovar up the ball. Back to Almodovar. Goes right between the blockers that time. Mendel and Hilliard. Kill for Almodovar. We're trying to get the kill attempts as soon as we can. Almodovar on serve at 4-2. Great serve. Great get that time by Stimpfeg. Ball with the kill. He has done it on offense and defense. Timeout, Long Beach State trailing 5-2 now in this fourth game. They're down 2-1. Long Beach State, Ray Rattel has to take that timeout, can't allow his team to get down any further. You mentioned earlier the team came out well the first two games. Played near perfect ball, and really, the ball didn't really touch their side of the court as IPFW struggled with their serve. I want to let you know about this. Channel 6 is accepting applications for underwriting the televising of IPFW sports events and other programs. For more information about how your business or organization can utilize this opportunity, you can call the Channel 6 office. That's during business hours, and the number there, 481-6582. And I'm sure the Channel 6 office people there would be more than happy to talk with you. It's relatively inexpensive to produce this telecast. Volunteers, free of charge, they give their time. That time, great get by Stimpfeg. At the net that time, Mendel knocks it out. Thought an IPFW player tipped it.
On a play like that, the momentum where the ball went is the last person to touch the ball when it's a joust like that. Rattel is just looking for a call, hoping for one, because they're down really bad here. But he knows that was an IPFW point.
Well, IPFW beginning to smell blood a little bit. That time a big knuckler from Almodovar. Mendel.
Great dig by the Squirrel, baby. Squirrel getting under that one. Loy to hitting, boys. See ya!
Ball has been effective, whether it's the dink, whether it's the big kill, the serve, but especially the one-on-one blocking tonight.
I'm so impressed with Loy tonight. And sure, he's done a great job setting tonight, but not just that. He's hitting, his blocking, everything else around. Loy is the ultimate weapon. He's like Randall Cunningham in football. He can do a little bit of everything. Same thing with Raul. I mean, we have two Randall Cunninghams out there because they can do every part of the game at a tremendously high level.
Brent Hilliard now at 2-7. Catches the line. Service ace for Hilliard, and he needed that one.
He really needed something like that. Hopefully it won't bring him out of his shell. He still looks demoralized. But Norman, like I said, passing passers is really tough to play every ball and know where everything's in or out of bounds. You really need your other teammates to help you out.
That time, nice quick set for Rolat. The middle has been working.
The block there is a foot off the net. You can't block balls unless you're over the net. And Long Beach is a foot back from the net. They're not doing any of the skills properly. They have to go back to basics if they want to get back in this match.
Small with a good pass, setting Hilliard.
Hilliard the hammer,
attack.
but Loy's nightmare. Loy's Hilliard's worst nightmare. He's like the Terminator.
Back row attack. I don't know if that one got much over the
Loy
net.
the hitting boy. Loy the digging boy. Loy the serving boy. He's doing everything tonight. They can't handle him. He's too much. Going back to earlier when we were talking about the passing, Norman and Raul, they talk to each other, they communicate. It's important that your other teammates, Loy almost had that one, let you know where the ball is in or out, because you can't always tell because you're concentrating on the ball. So everyone around you has to call in or out, especially the guys who aren't passing.
Point now on Long Beach State cannot afford to get any farther down. Trailing here in the fourth, down 2-1, and they're trailing 3-8 in the best of 5.
We just have to keep this lead. Oh, great eye. Felipe did a good job getting out of the way of that ball. Raul called it. Let it go. Now we have the ball back. Too many service errors. Long Beach has nothing left.
Long Beach State has looked flat in the third and fourth games. Had a chance to win the third game.
And that was such a light serve. There's no way that should have been an ace. They let that fall in. I tell you what, the first game, we looked the way they did. But what happened, we got a couple plays, the crowd got us back into it. They have no crowd. They're through. Playing on the road, it's so difficult because you don't have that crowd to pick you up.
That time, Zach Small
but look
comes
at him.
back.
He just hammered that ball very hard. A great, tremendous hit. What did he do? He kind of touched his teammates' hands. They're not up for this match right now. They should be really happy after a chill like that, try and get back into the match, but they're just kind of walking around going through the motions. IPFW, on the other hand,
ooh, a whiff that
on
time.
Top of it. Look at Chad get down on that ball, pop in the corner. Oh, wow.
Lauren
Close
Jeter.
call. Lauren's on top of that, and Lauren has tremendous eyes. I mean, so I'm going to have to go with him on that one. From up here, I couldn't tell. It's a really close call.
Well, that breaks the string there. Long Beach State was stuck on 2 and 3 for a long time.
Great dig. Great dig.
That time, wow. Hilliard finds the corner, and he might be waking up again. Mendel is certainly showing a little emotion.
Now,
5-9
that's
now.
the emotion they need. That's what I was talking about a second ago. If they get that back, they have a chance. That was great defense there by number 6, Mendel, to make that play. He made that happen. Here comes Paper.
Back set that time.
Ooh,
a little bit
timeout here.
Of an off-speed
kill
kill attempt.
Here. There it is. Coach Ball called it. We've got a lead now. There's no reason to push it. Take the timeout, get the momentum back, come back on the court fresh.
3 straight points for Long Beach State. They're back in this one, trailing just 6-9 in game number 4.
Coach Ball is really on top of things. He knows how far to push it and how to do things like that. He sensed that his team was in a little bit of trouble. He knew 2 plays before that when and where he would call a timeout. It's like a chess match. He's thinking 3 or 4 plays ahead. He knows what he's going to do. He's the finest coach in the country, and he's showing it right there with that timeout. That was a great call by him.
Well, one more time, we're going to let you know about it because it's going to be some great basketball when the IPFW men meet Southern Indiana. That's Thursday evening at 6 p.m. The women play at 6. The men play at 8. So that's next Thursday. That'll be the next live sports telecast from IPFW. Time is back in. Mendel on serve at 6-9.
Wimpy serve right down their throat. You cannot serve the ball that light. It allowed Raul, who's the best passer in the country, to make an easy pass to set the Squirrel. Squirrel used the block. Easy point. The timeout took the momentum away from Long Beach. Back to square 0 again.
Papaleo on serve that time. Barr takes the pass.
There's Hilliard.
Hilliard off the fingertips, and he's getting it back a little bit.
We don't want to see that, because if he gets it back, we are going to seriously have some problems. Right now, Loy's in the back row, and Hilliard's not matched up against him, and that's one of the things we need. We need to get Loy up there to clamp him.
Back row attack is long by Relat. And Loy now has been going to the back set in the back row, and it's misfired twice.
I'm not sure whether he'll go back to him or not, right? I can't tell what Loy's thinking right here. My guess is he'll probably go outside to Norman. There he goes to Norman.
Outside, Norman turned one-on-one. Hilliard starting to get into it.
Look at Hilliard. After that block, he turned around, he clenched his fist. I haven't seen him that pumped up all match long. We have problems now. It's 9-8, and Brent Hilliard is back. The Michael Jordan of Long Beach is back, and we're going to have to get our act together and keep him out of the match.
2-man block down the line.
Norman, the quiet storm down the line.
That ball was close to being out. Tough angle. The Long Beach State coaching staff didn't think it was in.
Billy Barone's an excellent line judge, though. From up here, that's the line that we can't see, so I can't say whether it was in or out. But I trust Billy Barone because he's a great line judge.
Go.
Nice up, Norman. Outside the Papaleo. Oh.
Papaleo, that time the set a little too far underneath him. Papaleo misjumped.
Raul's going to get his head back in. That's not a problem with Raul. He'll be back in on the next play. We have to side out here, though. It's a big side out.
Zachary
this game's going to go down to the wire.
Serve.
Lloyd with a good tip there. It is a good move by him to take charge.
Hilliard, block.
Oh, he's back! Just like Chucky's back. Just like Freddie's back. Lloyd's back. He's your nightmare, Brent. You're not going to. Brent was on a roll until Lloyd came to the front row. Forget it. Here he's afraid again. Look at his eyes. He sees Lloyd. Lloyd's up there, 6'10", the big number 10 in his face. See, notice how he went away from him. Norm will go on the quiet storm. Here he's back. He's afraid of him. He went and tipped the ball. Don't hit it, Hilliard. Lloyd's sitting there for you.
Barr.
Come on, come on. Lloyd with the great set out to the squirrel. The
Spiegel.
squirrel, man. See ya. We're gonna be ya.
And Long Beach State lost that time on defense, scrambling all over the court. And once again, not to belabor a point, but a hitter a caliber of Hilliard being shut down with just one blocker tonight.
And look at the caliber of the player he's playing against. But look, you made a great point there. One blocker. That's what makes it so amazing. For one person to do that. That's a great insight, Paul, in saying that. Hilliard, look at him now. A couple plays ago, he was clenching his fist. He was on a roll. Lloyd gets to the front row. What happens? Hilliard's down for the count again.
Three-man block that time up.
Lloyd,
the big
look at the man. He's on fire. He's on fire. Lloyd, a hitting boy. Does it again.
2 straight points for IPFW. Spiegel on serve now at 11-8. And another couple points, and I can guarantee Long Beach State will take a chance to reset.
Oh, man, Chatchley with the dig. See ya! Oh, Norman at the weight room. Norman at the, oh, no, I don't want to hear it, Stimfik. He stuffed that down your face. That was a great play by Norman because he's so strong. That's why we lift weights, so we can make plays like that. Great job, Norman.
Norman
overpowering him.
Almodovar, 6'3", 6'4", senior out of Puerto Rico that time. And that's really just strength on strength when it's a ball right over the net there, whoever is the strongest.
Now that I've settled down a little bit, I'd like to explain that play. What Jason Stimfik was asking the ref was, when the ball is tied up, when two players have their hand on, it's like a jump ball in volleyball. They're supposed to blow the whistle dead and have the play over again. However, I like Pingle's call. I, as a referee, let that ball go and let the strongest man win. I don't believe in playing the replay unless it's held up there for over a second. That was not up there for over a second. Norman showed he was the stronger man, stuffed it down their throat, point IPFW. Great call by the ref, great judgment. However, I do understand Stimfik's argument. He has a good point there.
Okay, 3 straight points on Quentin Spiegel's serve now. It is 12-8 in the fourth. IPFW up 2-1 in this best of 5.
Squirrel needs a tough serve here, and ooh.
And that is something that really should never happen.
Yeah.
After a timeout, it should never happen. That server
But it does happen. It's part of life. It's part of volleyball. And Coach Ball's clapping, trying to get his team right back here. It's all right. We'll side out. We're on top of them now. Plus, Lloyd's in the front row, and Hilliard knows it. It's always in the back of Hilliard's mind. Ooh.
Service ace.
That was one of the ugliest service aces I've ever seen, but it worked. He mishit the ball. He didn't get a good toss for himself, and he kind of tapped it, but it went over the net, and the IPFW players weren't ready for it.
Boy, and that one's another spinner. Great
jump serve. That was a good serve by him, though. Squirrel.
Spiegel.
They can't handle him.
And Zach Small just let that one go off his hands. In the first and second game, they were popping that one right back up for a reset.
Last year in practice, Coach Denny Johnson, who's not coaching this year, and Coach Ball used to always talk about the California defense and how that was the difference between California volleyball and everywhere else. Tonight, Long Beach showed that early on, but now they're not digging any balls.
Hilliard with a bomb.
He's afraid of Lloyd. Lloyd was out there. What did Hilliard do? He got afraid of him. He got scared at the last second, hit it out of bounds. He always knows where Lloyd is. He's going to have dreams about him tonight. Lloyd is all over him. Lloyd's doing a great job. Lloyd's played the finest match I've ever seen him play. Yeah.
Long Beach State with a clutch play there, side out, and now Hilliard. Wonder if he's going to go to the jump serve. He will not. Down by 4.
Lloyd is setting, boy, and Papen putting it away. You know, Felipe's done a heck of a job tonight. Felipe, I've been saying all year, he needs to step up and fill the void in the middle, because Quentin's been doing a good job in the middle. And Felipe has stepped up tonight and shown what a great, tremendous volleyball player he is. Not just a middle blocker, but a tremendous volleyball player. He's really stepped up for him tonight.
2 consecutive service errors. That'll make any coach's hair turn gray. 9-13 Long Beach State on serve.
Paper
Quick
who?
set that
See ya.
time.
Can't get it. Stem figures a wall there. Great job, Felipe. He's just doing a tremendous job hitting the ball. Loy's setting him. The middle attack's working. Everything's going for IPFW. We're talking national championship stuff right now. They've got everything going on for them.
Small now. That's a weak pass to Stimpfake. Hilliard with a big
Norm
bomb.
McGorn with the dig. Bad Chatchley.
Blatchley types it over now. And that time Small tools it off Blatchley out of bounds for a side out.
It's a great play by Small to use the hands. Whenever the set's tight like that, you go up and throw it out that blocker's hands. The blocker's your friend.
Brad Friesen back in the game.
This is the best IPFW's played together as a team all year, even though it's early in the season. I mean, if they can play like this, they have tremendous play. Bad Chatchley.
And Blatchley has been successful. I want to say he has 7 kills, and he hasn't had more than 10 attempts, and a kill percentage of 70% is just unreal.
He's doing
Side
a
out.
heck of a job. I'm looking forward to seeing the stats after the match for all these players because they are just phenomenal. I like to see Hilliard stats too. Hilliard is possibly the best player in the country, definitely the best hitter in the country, and no disrespect to him, but he's had a really tough night tonight. I feel bad for him, but he'll be back, no doubt.
That time kill good by Long Beach State, side out.
There's a good possibility that in the A6 tournament, when IPFW beat Ball State a couple weeks ago, they qualified to go out to San Diego. They'll see Long Beach again, and Hilliard will be out for them if IPFW holds on to win this match, no doubt. Bad Chatchley. Man's on a roll, man. He came in against Ball State, did a fine job. Tonight, he's even playing better. He's done a fine job.
Blatchley came in as a defensive specialist in the back row the second game and has not left. He sparked the team from a come-behind set in the second game. They were down 14-10. Blatchley came in. A couple of good digs. Might have not resulted in a point or a side out, but he got the team going.
It just shows the depth of the IPFW bench. Arnie Ball does a great job recruiting. He's just a tremendous recruiter. Look at his bench.
Great get that time by Zach Small.
Ball State has a tremendous bench too, but I think IPFW may have the best bench in the Midwest in my opinion. Probably.
Barr saves it. Might have been out of bounds, but Blatchley decided to play it.
It was a touch, and even if it wasn't a touch, it was too close. I always say when in doubt, it's never out. So you always go for the ball. But Chad almost got it up. It was a great play. He got a hand on. He's really quick at reacting. He's doing a good job back there.
Small will serve now at 10-13.
Watch Chad play. You think he was really slow, but he's really quick back there on defense.
Good pass by Maldivar, coming back.
That's a great dig. Oh, Loy the overpass, boy. They can't handle him.
And again, it is a dimension of being 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", what have you, that many teams just don't have.
Definitely. That's what I was talking about earlier. When Long Beach didn't hit that overpass earlier, Coach Ball won't have that. Any pass that comes over net like that, you don't pass it up, you hit it.
That time Hilliard, 2-man block on him again, coming back the 2-man block.
Normal Gorham, a quiet storm, but he just missed.
That is why. Good call.
It's a good call. Giebert's on everything. Giebert's a fine line judge.
Long Beach State sticking in this one, and you might have buried him a little bit ago when we thought they were down for the count, down 9-3 in this fourth game, but they have crawled back into it, down now by 3.
Some of these guys played for the national championship team 2 years ago. They're not going to go out that easily. But IPFW simply is a better team than them. They have more talent. They're better led. Coach Ball is a great coach. So is Coach Rattal. But Coach Ball, in my opinion, is the finest in the country. And with all those things going for you, here's the result right here.
And another thing, too, IPFW, although they did lose 2 starters.
IPFW's got it going on.
And here it is. This one is for the match.
In the house. The Dons are in the house. Normal Gorham, the quiet storm back to serve. One more.
Well, this is for the championship of the Fort Wayne National Bank Pepsi Invitational.
Ooh.
That time, big swing by Neil Mendel.
Felipe got over the net, but he was over the net late. When you're a middle block, you have to get up and over in a split second. And he knows it. He's man himself, but that's all right. They still have command. They're going to side out right here. Hilliard's jump serve could get him back in it in a flash.
Great serve by Hilliard.
Best passer in the country. Raul Papaleo took a fine serve from Brent Hilliard. Passed the nail right to the target. Loy set Felipe. The 2 combinations working all night. Right down their throats. Raul Papaleo's passing made that happen. He's all world.
Well, this again is for the match. Match point number 2.
Hilliard.
They go to Hilliard.
Loy's nightmare. Loy's nightmare once again.
Still alive. Got to get it over. Spiegel does.
They're going to set him again.
Quick hitter that time.
Felipe needs to settle down. We cannot use a yellow card right now. Okay, but that's all right. He's a little upset because he didn't get a block, and that's fine. Now they settle down here.
And a good move by Loy. Ball.
Definitely. You called it.
Settle his team down.
Wipe up the floor. Wipe up the floor. Calms everything down. Side out. Win the game.
Back on serve is Travis Barr.
He's been a bright spot from tonight. Maybe he can bring him back with a good serve here.
10-14.
It's a tough serve, but he served the wrong guy. That's Raul Papaleo.
Oh, beautiful set that time, but it is long.
I thought I saw a touch there, but not. It was a little bit tight for the set for Raul to get to it, but that's all right. Everything's under control. We still have a 3-point lead.
Clutch play by Long Beach State. They've got to get a couple more here.
Great pass by Norman. Felipe, the cutback shot, Ralat. Ralat with the cutback shot. He's perfected that. Him and Quentin have perfected that. They'll be unstoppable as long as they can do that.
The middle blockers have been on the floor for Long Beach State the last 2 games, and it has really hurt them. Again, match point. This is number 3.
Felipe. All the emotion. You don't need emotion when you're serving. You need to be settled down. You toss the ball up. It's a great serve. Set goes to the middle. Out of bounds. IPFW takes him out. See ya. Game over. A little bit of argument going on here because they think that there was a touch, but if there's no touch called, the game is over. Ratal is very angry, but there's nothing they can do about it now. Oh, hold on a minute. The match may not be over. The down ref is going to call the touch, I think. I don't know. He might be. No. Once the referee signals game over, it's over, so they can't change it now. Game is over.
Boy, that is a tough loss for Long Beach State. They came out the first 2 games. They really couldn't do anything wrong. Had a chance to go up, actually 3 chances to go up 2-0. And 3 service errors were their undoing. IPFW comes back on a motion in the second set. And just a great block,
Ray Ratal has a lot of class. Long Beach team has a lot of class. This is a very tough loss for them. This hurts their season tremendously. Not that they can't bounce back from it, but now they've lost to 2 teams ranked in top 10. IPFW being ranked behind them. But IPFW should be ranked in front of them, in my opinion. But they proved that tonight by beating them. Long Beach still has a good team. They're young and they have a lot of inexperience, but that's what the season is for. To get ready, these preseason matches, like not preseason, but before the conference matches, or to get ready for the conference, they need to take this, build off of it, and go back into the conference and do well. I still think they have the potential to be there in the Final Four. You never know.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up here and then go down on the floor and see if we can get Loy Ball. He's going to be the Dandy Don player of the game. Once again, the scores. Long Beach State 15-8 in the first, and then IPFW 17-15, 15-13, and 15-11 to close out this championship. Fort Wayne National Bank Pepsi Invitational. We're going to take a break right now and see if we can get Loy Ball on the floor when we come back.
Drive home safe. Remember to strap yourselves in with your safety belts. You don't want to end up like Eddie. Belt up. Don't be a dummy.
Bonjour. French in Action. Opening a new era in language learning. A television course in 52 lessons centers around a wonderful romantic comedy filmed entirely on location in France. The story of Mireille, Robert, Marie-Laure, and the mysterious man in black will help you to learn, to understand, and to speak French. Watch French in Action.
After dating the guy forever, you think I could tell him anything. Why is this so hard? I'm really scared.
It takes a lot of guts to tell someone he's too drunk to drive. But you can do it. Just say it. Because if you don't, there may be nothing left to say.
Kevin, I'm gonna drive.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Back at the Gates Sports Center. The all-tourney team being named right now, Ramon Hernandez of Penn State. Jason
And the
Stimpfeg.
1993 Fort Wayne National Bank Pepsi Invitational MVP from IPFW, Quentin Spiegel.
Caliber, like, you know, and that the year before when we lost USC, when they had all those great players, this was that was when we saw the light at the end of the tunnel. Last year we had the big win, which took us into the new level, and we're going to keep on moving forward from here.
Okay, once again, that was just the awards ceremony there. We'll run down the players. Ramon Hernandez of Penn State, Jason Stimpfeg of Long Beach State made the all-turning team, as did Loy Ball, Raul Papaleo, and I believe Pepe Rolat made it as well. And of course, Loy Ball, Quentin Spiegel. But we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to get Loy Ball on the floor. We'll see if we can get some stats on him. He had a great game tonight, and he is the Dandy Don Player of the Year.
This is just one of the many parts you can play as a young Red Cross volunteer. Volunteer and play your part.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
The tragedy of child abuse takes many forms, from verbal assaults to hurtful blows. But it is preventable, and we all have a role to play. If you know of a parent having difficulty, reach out, sit down and talk. And if you're having difficulty, get help for yourself. Talk to a friend. Sign up for a parenting class. Take time out. Don't take it out on your child.
Contact the National Committee for Prevention of Child Abuse.
Well, we at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cable casts of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports at IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support, and with the help of many volunteers, we're able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help to defray the production costs not covered in the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to Channel 6 at IPFW. That's 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, IN 46805, the zip. And whatever you can send to the Indiana Purdue Foundation will certainly help in the cost. They can do this at a relatively low cost. Right now, I think we're going to go down to the floor. Neil Day is joined by the player of the game and Loy Ball, and what a big game it was.
This is Neil Day back here at the Gates Sports Center here on campus of IPFW, here with player of the game, Loy Ball. Or should I say Freddy Krueger, because he was Brent Hillier's worst nightmare tonight. I have never personally seen a blocking exhibition put on like he put on tonight against the best hitter in the country. Were you working on your blocking in particular this week in practice or all year, or what brought that about?
Actually, Neil, you know, we've worked all preseason and this season on my blocking. It's been really atrocious. And all week, it really hasn't been that good. For some reason, I'm supposed to block on the right side, but I haven't been blocking well, so it moved me against Brent, and things just started clicking. And, he's a big hitter. He hits the ball high, and that's one of my weaknesses. The smaller hitter hits the ball low, but the higher he hits it, the higher I am. It's got my hands on a lot of balls and end up going back on their side.
Did a great job with that. Now, this is a big win beating Long Beach here tonight. Where do you guys go from here? Do you feel that this was a big stepping stone and maybe win a national championship this year?
I think it was a big stepping stone just because, we were ranked above them even in the coaches poll, but they still feel that we're inferior to them. And I think this is a big confidence boost to us in order to get over that hill that happens between the California teams and Midwest teams. We got to San Diego, and we'll see them again next weekend. I'm sure they'll be ready to play again, but I think this definitely gives an edge up on our confidence, which will hopefully, encourage us in practice and in the rest of our games.
Okay, speaking of confidence, to the team tonight, it looked to me like you guys were much more cohesive. You were together. You stepped up as a leader. So did Raul. How do you feel the team played together? Did you feel that you were much more of a unit tonight?
Yeah, I definitely did. We've been working on that all year. We said if we want to win a national title, it's going to take us coming together as six players in a team, not 6 individuals. And whenever we have struggles, sometimes we fragmentate away from each other, but we really stayed close together tonight, and I think it showed in the court.
You did a great job tonight, Loy. Have fun. Good luck with the rest of the season, and we'll see you next game. Hopefully you have the same kind of blocking job that you did tonight.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
Hey, Neil, thanks a lot. We're back here upstairs. Let's run down the score one more time. It was Long Beach State 15-8, and then IPFW ripped off 3 straight, 17-15, 15-13, and 15-11. Turned it around in games 2 and 3. A little bit of a comeback, and a lot of it was due to the blocking of Volleyball. Well, this College Cable Access Sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from the Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne. I want to thank them for their support tonight. We'd also like to thank the Channel 6 volunteer crew and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contributions to this live production of our IPFW volleyball match this evening. The telecast of this IPFW sporting event is copyrighted and is the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized copying, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or any other use of this event without the express written consent is strictly prohibited. One more reminder, don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 next Thursday evening at 6 and 8. Men's and women's basketball against Southern Indiana. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. I'm Paul Farbaugh for Neil Day. Good night.